Yeah, I gotta remember to put the mic on. It's been such a long friggin' time. How you doing, guys? I wasn't even gonna do this, but it's been a busy weekend. busy week, and this camera's fucked. Okay, somewhat screwed. Doesn't want to. Hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. Hey, Joe. How you doing? All right, there we go. Holy crap! It's been a hectic, long weekend here in my parts. Hey, Barry, how are you? Coupled with some birthday celebrations, and I want to thank everybody out there who extended birthday wish. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Always great to hear. Um, another year around the sun. Woohoo! Can't wait for this year. Should be quite as exciting as last year. But yeah, it's been a busy weekend, and finally got a little bit of downtime. It's been raining. It's been humid. It's God, 32, 33, 34, up around there. I don't know what it is today, something like that. It's just it's fucking humid. Humid, just really humid. And so anyways, yeah, I wasn't gonna come on. I was gonna do some other things, but because it's shitty outside and I can't do what I was going to do, I was actually gonna go shoot some drone footage of a location um, that I've been working on, and unfortunately, like I said, it's been raining out and can't do it today, so that's scrapped. Let's see. I say hi to people in chat. Hey, Seth, how are you? Good to see you, man. Joe, Lucy, Barry, Tracy, how are you? And Liam, yeah, love the video there, Liam, the other night. And guys, feel free to throw your links in chat for people who may not be following or subscribed to you. Throw your links out there. By all means, go ahead. Don't hesitate. But I just thought I'd come in here and kind of catch up. I guess it's been a while. Um, I did try to do a live from a lavender field. Why am I sitting in this lavender field? But we were doing this thing. It's actually pretty cool. You send away for it's like a surprise road trip sort of thing, and they send you, like, depending on how many locations. There's like, this one had 4 envelopes, and each envelope has, like, anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 secret locations, and they're all within, they're not far apart. They're within, X amount of kilometers, if you will. And generally they try to give you locations that most people just, like, drive right by. Wouldn't even think about going and checking out or whatever. A lavender field, who wants to go there? But and I feel, look at, I'm not a lavender field kind of guy, but um photography wise, it's great. It's amazing. And anyhow, there's breweries, craft breweries along this route that they get you to stop into, just markets, um, excuse me, all sorts of different little things that most people just don't even know that they're there. Obviously, when they're driving through a small little town anywhere, it's like, oh, hey, it's a neat little town, but that's it. They just drive through the main part of it, and that's it. And they haven't got a clue about what that little town has to offer. I mean, most places have little, something to offer, if you will. There's some reason why. Oh, why is this place called blah blah blah? There's a reason. There's a history. There's a history, and that's the thing. small towns have history, really cool, well, in most cases, cool history. And, here, where I'm located in Southern Ontario, many of, the locations have a history that goes back, many years, obviously, but mainly dealing with the war, the British war with the Americans when, Canada was under, British and, French rule at the time, if you will. They were kind of battling it out for supremacy, and the Americans, of course, had already, become independent from the UK and wanted more land, if you will, more land mass here, and decided that they're gonna come north to, Upper Canada at the time. And, battling it out with the French and the English, and of course, Aboriginal native, agreed to, fight alongside the Brits, to keep the Americans out, which was kinda weird because, I mean, natives, had no boundaries, had no boundaries at all. I mean, natives didn't they were nomadic. They would go with the seasons, they would go with the hunting seasons, and, they're very nomadic, and so it was kinda weird and odd that, I mean, obviously, they were probably forced into it, saying, "Look at if you're going to be living within the confines of this new boundary, you have to fight with us," sort of thing, and, you know, con your other, native friends, to, fight with us, and you'll have free roam, of this new boundary, but that wasn't the truth. As you know, they all ended up in reservations eventually. Some of them, did have freedom, more notably, Joseph Brant being one of them, who helped, the Brits fight off the Americans. Um, and basically, the modern day border, if you will, is a result of that. And like I said, all these small little towns that surround that border here in southern and southwestern Ontario, um, they each have their own little historical sort of piece of the puzzle that was a part of that. And I find going to these little towns and discovering those little pieces is pretty neat. Most people just don't give a shit. They live here, and that's it. I live here, and they haven't got a fucking clue about where they're living other than they know the name of the city or town or whatever, suburb, whatever, province, but that's it. Asking, you know, I was asking, younger folks, if you will, questions like, you know, do you know anything about where you live? And then they're like, well, yeah, it's blah blah blah. Okay, but what else do you know about it? I don't know. I don't know. Do you like when you go on trips with your parents? Do you not know where you're going? Like, for instance, maybe you're going to an aunt or uncle's or whatever, some family relatives. Do you not know where you're going? Not really. Why? Well, why don't you? Well, don't they tell you when you're in the car or before the car or whatever? No, I'm usually busy on my phone. And if that's the case, you kind of wonder what life is going to be like outside of being sheltered by your parents. If they haven't got a fucking clue where they are now, just imagine what they're going to be like when they're you know pushed into the real world, if you will, outside of here on the net and on their phone, when responsibilities start to take place. It's already havoc as it is. I mean, you look at things that are going on to protect these you know folks that have been protected all their lives and can't fend for themselves, or can't you know take on responsibility. And it's a real shame, because not only is it a shame for them, but it's a shame for us, because I mean, we have to take on that responsibility. We have to pay for that responsibility, when we shouldn't have to. I'm not a part of my neighbor's rearing, kids rearing, or whatever else, or somebody Joe Smo down across the town or city or whatever, and their kids. Why should I be responsible? I mean, yeah, I'm responsible in the fact that, okay, if I'm coaching a baseball team or a hockey team or whatever, I'm the coach, and obviously blah. Or if I'm driving down the street, it's my responsibility to make sure that, if I'm driving through a safety zone or whatever, that I don't hit somebody. Well, if I don't hit anybody in particular, period, it's my responsibility. And I don't even know why I'm going on about this. So, but I mean, it's just the type of world, I guess, right now. But what were we? We were talking about history, and this road trip, this little interesting road trip. Thing. It's pretty neat, and they gear them. They have seasonal ones too. They have special ones for the fall and Halloween, and I guess Christmas and blah blah blah. But I'd like to try a fall one, like a Halloween sort of generated road trip, if you will. But I find here in Southern Ontario that Halloween, I mean, although it is very present, it's not as present as, say, if you were to, cross the border and go into the US. In many parts there, it's like soaked with Halloween, which I love. Halloween is my favorite time of the year, and those of you who know me, I do my house up, I to the nines. I props and so on and so on. I build them. I've bought them, obviously, and I do share. I don't know if I've ever shared any photos or videos. I think I have, but it's my favorite time of the year. But like I said, I do like going on road trips in October, well, late September, early October, whatever, to get myself into that sort of mood, into the Halloween spirit, if you will. Because here, the fall is, when everything dies, more or less, before the cold winter. Although winter has not been extremely cold the last few years, but it's dreadful. I don't want the winter, and it's the summer now. I love the summer. I'm not a huge fan of the summer because of humidity here. I hate humidity. I can't fucking stand humidity. Humidity sucks. And I bet you guys, most of you guys in the UK can't stand it either, because it's dreadful compared to what you're used to. So when it does get humid there, you're probably blasting it, can't stand it. And AC now is expensive, very expensive. Joe, you're practicing with your drone and video editing. Cool. Have you been putting it up on your YouTube channel? Once again, guys, throw your your channels up there by all means in the chat. Don't be afraid. Yeah, I was reading that, Barry. I was hearing that you guys have had some pretty humid temperatures there. I've noticed that. Here, it's starting to get warm now, very humid, uh, causing it a lot of rain, a lot of tea storms. Um, Primarily this afternoon, I think we're supposed to have a couple, but yesterday we were supposed to have a couple. Didn't materialize, but it's supposed to get a little better, anyways. I would put the link up, but I don't know. Is it worth it? Hey, Mark, how are you? I'll put the link up. I mean, if anybody wants to join me, by all means, you're more than welcome. Uh, Pen, there we go. Why? Okay. So, anyways, yeah, I was reading that, Barry, that it is quite hot there, and it has been quite hot. Well, more humid than anything. It's something that's very, very common here now. Over the past uh, 5 to 10 years, it's the summers do get very humid here, and I believe this week it's going to be brutal here. This week, it's looking, with the humidity up to anywhere from 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. And the gap between the temperature, regular temperature, and the humidity is just fucking outlandish. Like right now, it's not too bad, but let me see. It's supposed to get brutal. Um, so tomorrow it's supposed to be 30, feeling like 38. Hey, Adrian, how are you? 30 feels like 38. So you have that 8-degree separation with heat and humidity. It's just insane. Yeah, just insane. Okay, just get this out of the way. Okay, moving on. So, anyways, I've been working on the guest list for season 16, which starts in September. And again, we're starting the season off September 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. So I think that's what 11 p.m. It'll be 11 p.m. UK time. Our good friend Reeves Cooke will be kicking the season off with us. I've been working on a lot of potential guests, and we'll start putting the schedule up here on our YouTube channel, along with New Visions Radio as well. Yeah, so I mean, we're looking forward to it. I think season 16 is going to be a little bit more in depth. We kind of, like I said, like we mentioned, it's been a little, I don't know, kind of a vacay this year. It's been haven't really been too serious about the season, and I think we will be um, starting, getting back on track. We've kind of just taken it easy this past season. Yeah, it's always fun, Barry. Reeves is a super nice guy, great guy, and again, everybody knows he did Paratalk. He's doing Paratalk again, obviously, and he's doing a wonderful job with Paratalk. Awesome job. He's picked up the reins from after Gareth passed away, and he's done a wonderful job. He's made it his own and given it his identity, which is pretty cool. So I know Gareth would be pretty fucking, proud of what Reeves has done with it. So yeah, so it'll be pretty cool to have him back on. Um, you know, a lot of other potential guests from the UK, in fact, that I've sort of had discussions with. Um, I'm not going to say too much about that until till it's all worked out, and we definitely have dates for those particular individuals. So yeah, that the new season starts September, runs till December, and then obviously we take a couple weeks hiatus, and then we come back in January to June, right? January to June is the second half of the season, if you will. It's the majority of the season, but it's the second half of the season. Um, but like I said, we're working on the guests. Something we kind of lacked last season. A lot of the guests were last minute, and not really a lot of thought was put into it. Although a lot, some shows obviously uh, were planned and turned out really well, and obviously are the highlights from last season. But I think this year is going to be a little bit more planned, a little bit more research is going to be put into it, and you're going to see a lot more content. I think a lot more content in terms of vids uploaded to the channel, including the Dark Woodlot, which is going to be hopefully finished by October, and we'll have a premiere at the Nocturnal gathering in October 28th, or sorry, 21st. What am I saying? 28th or 21st? I'm getting it all mixed up. Hold on, double check here. It's been so crazy. Yeah, the 21st. Sorry, the 21st. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and it's going to give us a chance to mingle with people who listen to the show, who watch the show, and of course, we'll get that information out to you guys who listen or watch the show. Either one, listen on the New Visions radio network or watch us here on YouTube or Twitch. Primarily here, obviously, on YouTube, because Twitch is a few people, but not a lot. We haven't really pushed it on Twitch, just another outlet. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And oh, yeah, we're going to be, myself and Alex will be on the Outer Realm with Michelle and Amelia this Thursday at 9 p.m. on their channel, The Outer Realm. So that's 9 p.m. Eastern, 9:10, I believe is the actual start time that will be on the show at 9:10 p.m. Uh, and yeah, always a blast being on their show. They're very, very thorough with a lot of stuff that we cover. So, I mean, it'll be fun being on there. And I don't even have that loaded up. I can't even play it. But yeah, we'll be talking paranormal, of course, and I'm sure some other stuff. But once again, that's on their YouTube. You can watch it on their YouTube channel. They're on all sorts of shit. They're covered right across the board. They're on Roku, all sorts of things. A few FM channels here in the US. And the show is live out of New Orleans. In fact, the station is actually in New Orleans. So, again, that's this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Outer Realm Radio with Michelle and Amelia. Alex and myself will be on. So, once again, looking forward to that. I have put the link out in the community portion of our channel here. So just go to our community portion and check the link and do subscribe. They're cool. I think if you guys enjoy watching us here, you'd enjoy enjoy watching their show. They have some they're really in depth. They have a lot of people on there that research and experiment and write about several things within the paranormal and more. I mean, we're talking about some serious scholars, if you will. I mean, people who are very serious. They're not, they're not a part of these TV shows and, blasting you with, all these fancy, demon like animatronics. And hey, look, I got some evidence of the paranormal. No, you have, a lot of people who are reasonably, hey, Mick, how are you? Reasonably trying to explain certain aspects of the paranormal, and it's always refreshing to hear some of the people on there. Uh, yeah, so always looking forward to that, and looking forward to being on the show this Thursday. So yeah, once again, guys, if you're around, and especially in the UK, if you're awake at 2 a.m. or 2:10 a.m., I believe it is. Yeah, yeah, it's 2 a.m., 2:10 a.m. UK time. Um, grab the link in the community channel, or just go to the Outer Realm Radio on let me just hold on, I'll put it in chat for you guys now. Oh, and there, put it in chat. There you go. And once again, that's this Thursday. Myself and Alex will be on the show, so subscribe to them. Watch their show, because I mean, like I said, they have a lot of really interesting guests on there that deal with all sorts of fucking shit. Anywhere from, you know, uh, s- psychology to the paranormal to um, demonology. And look at, I'm very skeptical with that shit, but they cover it. I mean, you have to cover it. I mean, it doesn't necessarily you believe in it. It doesn't matter. It's putting it out for you guys, like any perspective. It's up to you to believe it or not, if you want to believe it or not, because there's some pretty, excuse me, fascinating things out there that a lot of people won't pay attention to, and I think you should, because hey, you never know, something weird might happen to you and you can't explain it, and you automatically say it's paranormal without trying to explain it, because you can't. It's like a lot of people who contact me and say, look, can I can you guys come out and investigate our home or business? We don't know who to turn to. And that's a, that's a phrase. Look at, people laugh, people think you're crazy, but you know what, people genuinely don't understand a situation. Something weird might be happening, and they can't understand. They just don't understand. And all it takes is somebody trying to telling them and explaining what they can, what's happening. That's all it takes, you know. And yes, there are people exploit that and will charge and do charge, you know. Um, avoid people. I'll be brutally honest. If you're looking to have somebody investigate your business or home because you have some really weird shit going on, avoid things like experts, professional, certified. We're a part of the fucking Ghost Adventures team. We're TAPS affiliated. We're Most Haunted affiliated. Shit like that. Avoid it at all costs. Avoid it because that's all fucking TV. That's all it is. Entertainment. Entertainment. And no, like I've said a million times, I do believe that there's stuff going on, and it's just a matter of trying to explain it. And yes, there are certain things that science has yet to explain. And does that mean that we'll never know? No, it doesn't mean that. I mean, eventually, I'm sure science will catch up and sort of explain or a reasonable explanation as to what's going on with certain things. But until that happens, most of what you deal with in a realm, it seems so funny, and it is really funny. After doing this for close to 30 years now, that it seems hilarious. It seems like a fucking joke the way people go out and look for evidence. Yes, I'm going to a haunted location to investigate it and find some evidence. And I'm bringing all these contraptions with me, or we're bringing all these contraptions with us to capture ghosts. And, I think we really need to drop that. I think we really need to say, look it, that is so fucking old. I mean, it was great for entertainment, and in many cases it still is, but honestly, it's so old. It's so stale. I mean, look at us. We all got the same t-shirt that says blah 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 blah. We're serious. I've got my camera, I've got my KLR, I've got this, I got that, I got a voice, blah blah blah. I got a ghost recorder. What the fuck's a ghost recorder? Um, it just seems funny now. Because like I said, and don't get me wrong, I was like that. I did that. I mean, I read. But I was grassroots in the beginning. Before the TV shows took off and sort of gave you this sort of, you know, peering into this environment that most people were either afraid to or had no clue about, didn't even know it was a thing, but it's like, wow, this is actually really cool. I'd love to go to this old hotel that's haunted. How do I get in there? And then they seek out a local paranormal group, or some are bold enough to start their own. I mean, like me, I did start my own. I mean, Southern Ontario Paranormal Society, you know, but when I formed it, it was, after years of research and a little bit of dabbling in investigation. So my perspective was different when the group got together. And there were tools, but all the time, every time, these tools in the back of my head and in the back of the group's mind was that these tools were not meant for looking for ghosts. These tools were meant for something else. For instance, an EMF meter is not a ghost fucking meter. But people will tell you, oh, it is. And there's all sorts of contraptions out there that will say ghost detector, blah, 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 even apps now on your phone. You want to be serious about it? Get rid of your fucking phone. Don't use your phone looking for ghosts, especially a fucking app right there. But, like oh my God, an EMF meter is made to detect electromagnetic frequencies. And they are everywhere. So when you use an EMF meter or a Geiger meter or whatever, however you have it, whatever variation you have it, it's used to detect that frequency or a spectrum of frequencies, depending on the type you have. You may have a tri-field. Tri-field meter will is exactly that. Tri-field. There's three frequencies, frequency fields that it will detect. And if you're going to use it going into a location that is haunted, and if you're going to look and use it as a ghost detector, which shouldn't even be a thought when you're going in and using that, you go in there using that to take base readings of a room or whatever environment you're in, take base readings and jot those readings down. Compare them every fucking, 15 minutes, if you will, every 20 minutes, every half hour, every hour, whatever interval you want to use. Jot down what the reading is indicating on your EMF. So when it does spike, when it spikes, oh my God, without doing that, it's a ghost. I've got it. Look. I start talking away. Jeremy, are you here with us right now? Are you here with us right now? Can you do that again, Jeremy? You know how fucking stupid you look? I'm sorry. And you look at, I might offend people, and I'm sorry, but I honestly, let's be serious here. If you want to seriously investigate the paranormal, that is not the way to go. One of the ways not to go. Use the tools properly. Use them for what they're made for. And it's kind of hard now because you have like a gambit of parlor tricks or paraphernalia made for ghost hunting now. The puck and all that other wonderful stuff, ghost boxes and this and that. And look at, hey, they're wonderful. They're great. They're fun. They're entertaining. But realistically, we don't know. Well, I shouldn't say realistically. Realistically, we do know that what you're getting from those boxes are 99% not coming from a spirit. As much as I would love, hey, this is me. And look, paranormal phenomena is just that. It's unusual, it's outside the norm. And the phenomena does happen. And when it does happen, you'll know it. You'll know it because it is so it's so infrequent. It's so rare. But when it does happen, and you use every means possible to try to explain it or try to recreate it, because I mean, most people won't even try to recreate it, which is important. You need to recreate it. I mean, recreate it. But I mean, it's so important to try to, you know, explain what just happened with all your means possible at that point in time. Don't get all kitty like and say, "Oh, giddy, giddy, I've got some paranormal evidence." No, you have an interesting finding. You have an interesting finding. You take that finding and you look at it. And if it's outside your understanding, if you don't understand what's happening, then find people that may have a little bit more knowledge in certain areas, video or audio, whatever. Take it to somebody who might be an expert in that field of audio or visual or photography or whatever, and get them to scrutinize that finding. Get them to explain what they think it is. And if they sit there and go, "Wow, that's an anomaly I've never seen before. In my all my time of photography or working in this industry, I've never seen that. I've never experienced that." Then then you can go, "Okay, do we might just have something that we could call paranormal." But I mean, there's even more hoops to jump through, you know? There's even more, you know, hoops to jump through, and you're constantly jumping through those hoops, and you're constantly having people scrutinize. And if you don't have a fucking thick skin, or if you have a thin skin, you're fucked. You're screwed. You shouldn't be doing this. Go elsewhere, you know? Go elsewhere. Stand in the dark somewhere else. And that's another thing. I mean, do you really need to stand in the dark to get some phenomena? No. Does it have to be at night? No. Does it have to be a historical location? No. It could be anywhere, at any time, at any given time. It it's only, at night is only a better environment to work with in terms of being able to better control the environment. Securing the location for your audio and visual recordings and readings, if you will, like EMF and so on and so on. You don't have as much movement in terms of cars, noise pollution, people, blah blah blah. All these variations play a major role in more so during the day, as you know at night. When night things seem to calm down more, it's easier to secure the location you're in. Because anything could, for instance, audio. Anything can pollute or contaminate that recording if you don't have a secure environment. So automatically, if you're recording in a location, say a home, and you have it in a room, you leave that room and you're doing something elsewhere. You don't know if somebody else is walking into that room. You don't know if somebody's outside the room, outside the house. There might be some animal or whatever else. You don't know. You have no indication. I mean, that's what, if a person is to walk into a room and there's a recording going on, or somebody's got a recording device, then indicate that you're entering the room or you're leaving the room or you're in the room. Mark the audio. At least it lessens the blow in terms of being contaminated. And again, this is stuff that whew, most people don't fucking give a shit about because it's time consuming. All this stuff is time consuming. Writing down, jotting down times and temperatures and EMF readings and blah blah blah. It's too much work. And I mean, your phone is an obstruction. It's a distraction. It really does. It hinders your ultimate reasoning for investigating a location that is potentially haunted or has some activity or whatever. You don't understand how much interference his phone creates while investigating a paranormal location. Yes, it's handy. Yes, it has a lot of apps on it. Yes, you can use it to record. Yes, you can use it to detect EMF. Yeah, but this also runs interference with other tools that you might be using close by. Anything, a video recorder, a digital recorder, a voice recorder, your EMF detector will pick it up, especially if somebody's texting it. As soon as a message comes through, it's gonna, affect the reading, the EMF if it's directly close by, because it alters the surrounding base frequency. Oh man, I'm talking to myself here. Nobody wants to join me. Come on, click the link. But it's it that is these are things that I think most people need to take into consideration when they're investigating the paranormal, if you will, claims of the paranormal. Don't come off as look at we're professional, we're experts, because you're not a fucking expert. You're not a professional. Just if you are a professional, you would definitely do a lot of these things that I've told you to. You know. So, hey Joe, how are you?
Hello, Steve.
Long time no see.
No, I know. I've been busy.
You've been busy.
Yes.
So, what's new?
Um, this baby.
Oh yeah, and
So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Just learning still. Little hopes. I've never flown one before. I've never done video before in my life, Steve.
oh, okay. So this is a new adventure for you,
Yeah.
drone.
Trying to occupy my mind, you see.
Yeah, and how's that? You had like how many times have you had it out?
Um, about 3 or 4 times, but I've only just done one video up to now. I on my channel.
Yeah. And what are
Um,
the fly zones like around you? Do you have a lot of obstruction?
restrictions, yes.
Yeah, a lot of restrictions, huh?
There's police stations, there's schools, and you've got there's a big main one up there, better than where I am. And it's a big red circle where you can't go. That's around the police station. There's power lines all over the place. I'm not bothered as long as I get high enough. I'm all right. But
Yeah.
I've been going. My friend's been picking us up. We went down to Camas. It's like near the coast, and then we went up to the one you'll see if you ever look on the channel. Is Cresswell.
Hmm.
That's up the Northumberland coast.
Yeah.
A little caravan site up there. I didn't. It was just their first one off that, but obviously I didn't do it properly. Well, it was the first upload and edit that I've done. So I've been that beginner's thing.
Drones are amazing. I love them, man. I love drones.
But well, that wasn't brand new. It was second hand. But
Yeah.
the blades that came with it when I bought it. Oh Christ, man! I took them off straight away.
Oh,
Um,
really?
oh, I'll show you in the bag. Got the bag with it now. I didn't get the charger and the extra batteries. Only got one button.
Hey,
But
Dazzy, how are you?
I does it. I'm gonna get some new stuff, charger and more batteries. Like,
Yeah.
got everything else. Like, but these blades, Steve. Look at these blades. There was on it, man. Who look at this. Watch this. These blades. Watch. Look at this.
Holy shit.
Them came off straight away. There's no way I would fly with them on.
So what type of blades did you put on it?
The originals.
Oh, the original blades. Okay. So the original blades come with it, or you had to buy them separate?
I had you give us 3 packs.
Yeah.
Packs of these.
Oh, okay.
So I've got 2 packs because I had to open one to put them on there on the drone now. That them I got in the bin. I wouldn't advise anybody to discuss the blades, man. I
Uh,
wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them with a 400 Nocturnal drone. Would you?
that they're not very stealthy, are they?
Anyway, I've been listening to you about the MF heart meters.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you exactly what they're for.
Yep.
Right? 'Cause I'm in the radios, you know what
Yep.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in the electronics. What
Yep.
EMF are for is for reading frequencies
Yep.
and measurements from repeaters, like through your mobile phones, your microwave frequencies.
Exactly.
You have your repeater, you have your cells, and
Mm-hmm.
you also have antennas like amateur radio users and ambulance. And it's all to do with measurement in the frequency range, so you go a distance and tell how weak or good that signal is, so you can turn the amplifier up.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. It's not
Well,
about ghosts.
no, it's not about ghosts, and people don't continue to use it and call it a ghost detector. But I'll give you one story, and I've said I've mentioned this story before, but just an example. I was helping a single mother who her son was 7 years old at the time, would not sleep in his own room because he kept telling his mother that there was a scary man would come into his room at night, and he and just stand at the foot of the bed. And of course, when you're a kid, 7 years old, shit like that's going to scare you.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter who you are. But anyhow, it got to the point where she's like, oh, I need somebody to help. What do I do? I mean, she took him to a doctor and a psychiatrist and everything else. They thought he was delusional. And I'm like, poor kid, the poor kid, they already want to throw him all on all these fucking medications. But anyways, she called us in. We went in and went in there. And the first thing I did was go in and take base readings with an EMF meter. I took base readings just to get a gist of what kind of frequencies were playing out in the room. And of course, the headboard of his bed noticed that there was high spikes, like it was very high, and very unusual. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just he's got a very active receptacle, and the receptacle was active, but it wasn't. I unplugged everything, and it still was just off the charts. I'm like, this is crazy. No wonder this fucking kid is seeing things. His head's exposed to this
Mhm.
continuously when he's sleeping. So anyhow, I went around into the kitchen, because the kitchen was on the other side of the kid's bedroom wall.
Yeah.
And again, I did base readings, and of course, it was coming out very high, right in behind the microwave. The microwave sitting on the kitchen counter there, and the microwave had a slashed. It was a slashed um, cord. The cord was slashed, and it was exposed.
Uh-huh.
and it was giving off this
It hurts.
humongous
It hurts,
spike.
you see.
Yeah. So I told the lady, I said, look, this is probably most likely, I would say probably 99% the problem that your son's having. He's being, he's exposed to high EMF for long periods of time while he's sleeping, and this will cause somebody to hallucinate,
Mhm.
and somebody will get sick. And later on, you never know what might happen. But anyhow, I told her, I said, look, you can do a number of things to rectify this. I said, number one, move his bed, at least to, where the headboard doesn't have a very active receptacle.
Mhm.
Number two, get that fucking microwave replaced, or get some electrical tape or whatever. Tape that cord up so it's not exposed anymore. And she went out. She went out and she bought a new microwave. She moved his bed around. And about 6 months later, she contacts me and she says, she couldn't be as thankful as anything. She was thankful. She said, look, he has not had any problems ever since we did what you recommended we did. And I said, yeah, it comes down to just explaining what is very explainable.
Mhm.
People don't do that.
That's right.
It's not entertaining. It's not entertaining.
Mm. See,
you
the
know
thing is, when the cord's broke, you see, you get a lot of what you call hertz frequencies
hmm
coming off mains cables,
yeah.
and that's because of alternating current. That's why you don't get it on DC, but you get it on AC. But
hmm
what it is, it's because of their frequency of what the current is traveling through the
yep
voltage on
hmm
that cable, and that's what causes that frequency. Now, it's same as the multimeter I've got. See, I could call that a ghost hunting tool
hmm
because
yep
that it's got a little light there, and I can put it on EMF.
yep
And what it does, it's when you go next to electric things, it lights up, and instead of me using the lead to
hmm
plug in or check it, that will detect if there's a voltage there or not.
yep
It's basically the same type of thing.
exactly. And again, this is what has irked me since starting this. That look at I started doing this because I genuinely wanted to know what was going on,
Mhm.
because there was stuff going on. But what? Where most of it is very explainable. If you took the time to explain it, it's there. It's easy. You know,
Yeah.
if you did the research, if you read, if you know, especially with what tools you're going to employ.
Well, here's a thing for you, Steve.
Yep.
Here's a thing for you, Steve. And it's been booming. I've actually seen it happen. See, you have one of these, and
Yep.
somebody puts it one of them little EMF meters or one of them little ghost detector things that somebody's scanning near it. All you have to do is stand in another room or along the corridor and press that transmission button, and it's going to activate that.
Well, exactly. It's like I said with the cell phone, same thing. When it's receiving a message or sending a message out,
Yeah,
it's gonna light up the EMF meter,
of course it is.
because the frequencies change. It spikes,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, it sees, these other things what they have, like the ones that light up when someone's going near with the antenna and make noises. Same thing.
hmm
It's all because it's worked by a crystal inside on the circuitry.
Yep.
It's a frequency.
Exactly.
Anything that's got a frequency, all you do is you can. You just need to look at that crystal on the circuit board and take the frequency, right?
Yep.
And that's the frequency there locked in. So once you've got that in, you transmit, it's going to activate that device.
Exactly.
People don't
Exactly.
realize that though.
But most will not pay attention to that. Hey, you're Bexy. How are you? Good to see you, man. You know,
Yeah.
it's you know, again, this is stuff that people just don't fucking understand. Don't even want to understand. It's all about look at not explaining, but just going with the flow and saying, look at yeah, it's that's a ghost. It's a ghost, man.
Tell you somebody that's skeptic and all, Matt. He knows, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Exactly,
see
man.
the most he'll go along with it, but he's like, yeah, you can tell.
Well, yeah. I mean, excuse me. You have to be sensible. Excuse me. You have to have that sense of skepticism. If you don't, you're screwed. I mean, everything's a fucking ghost, and you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. But you know what? You know what else is pretty neat, Joe? That I've been looking at lately, and you know those jetpacks. You know the jetpacks that I think one of the big what's the big is it Galaxy? I think it's Galaxy Industries or
Oh,
something.
okay, sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The single flying jetpacks. You know the arm packs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I find interesting because in the 50s up until about the 70s, the U.S. was experimenting with what was called trash can the trash can, the flying trash can, if you will. That's what they called it. It was nicknamed the flying trash can, and it was, apparently, German, Nazi, whatever, uh, technology that they were trying to manipulate and create
Mm-hmm.
this hovering, what looked like a trash can.
Yeah.
But when you look, what's really intriguing is when you watch some of the footage of these modern day uh you know thrusters, these arm thrusters, and you see how much it disrupt the ground, how the water will you know be moving the ground, the grass, the gravel will be interrupted by the blast from the thing, right?
Yeah.
But I was watching some of the footage from this trash can. You never got any of that. You never see the ground, disturbed by it being there. And I'm wondering, is did they have some sort of different technology? Is this because hold on, wait, look, wait. This is what I mean. Look. Now watch when it gets close to the ground.
I remember seeing this on, I think
Yeah,
it was on Tomorrow's World or something.
yeah. Well,
I
watch.
remember seeing
You
this.
don't you don't see it disrupting the ground at all, really, when it gets close to it.
Mm.
It's not.
Things
See, it's not really.
interacting with the grass and out.
It's not really doing anything, you know. And these modern day ones, you see the grass, the water, it going all over the place, and you think if they had that technology back then, you think we'd
What they
have it
got now.
now.
Exactly. What they got now.
You know, really
I
weird.
want one of them and I put some number plates on it.
I think the entire paranormal thing is because people are scared of what happens after life, believing in something is better. Yeah, well, absolutely. I do believe that. I do agree with that, and I've mentioned that when I was a part of a documentary actually on it. That was one of my speaking points, and it's true. I mean, although people are just intrigued by it because they want to know what's going on, and but the way I look at the paranormal is I look at it like this. I don't look at it from the traditional sense of being, if you will, that it's life after death, if you will. That is the paranormal. I think the paranormal is more or less on a multi-level sort of aspect, if you will. It's like multiverse. It's a multiverse, a parallel world scenario, if you will. And these experiences are perhaps glitches between these, or in fact, hey, are we even talking about time travel? You know, who knows? But I think you have to think that way when you're trying to explain the paranormal because traditional views on what people think the paranormal is has not really got us anywhere. I mean,
No.
for the past 125 years, it's been the same fucking thing over and over and over again. Only, only now it's flashed up with the TV shows and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
You know?
That's why I don't watch TV because it's all a pile of you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. I just read what Urbexy said. Did you see that? He lost a thruster, crashed in the track, walked. No, I did not see that. I have to look. I have to look at. I have to watch more. But motorins are small turbine engines with fuel stored in the backpack. They are handheld. Yeah, no, no, I get that. But it's still though, the ones that the U.S. Army was uh, experimenting with, you don't see any ruffling. Are you telling me those engines did not have enough power to disrupt the grass and leaves and the trees, and if it's over water, the water, uh, the sand, dirt, it just seems so calm,
Mm.
you know?
Downward force, you see the downward pressure. When
Yeah, no
you know,
downward pressure, nothing.
it's the same as a drone. When you take your drone off the ground, it blows all the dust away.
Yeah, exactly, you know? It's that. So I mean, I don't know. Who the hell knows? Was it, because they said, this is technology derived from the Nazis, what German scientists were working on during World War II, that they picked up and sort of manipulated in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So now you don't need that kind of shit. You can just have drones.
Exactly.
You don't need manned, when you have drones, right?
It's the same thing I said about that thing, you know, that accident that happened. There was a Titan discussion was all about money. Why pay all that money? Why can't the people just go on the big ship, monitor it up from above, and use SVs, non-manned SVs, and go and see the pictures up close up
But
instead of going into a craft like that?
Joe, it was carbon fiber. What the fuck?
Carbon fibre is that pressure, man.
It was built from carbon fiber. Yes,
Christ,
carbon
man.
fiber is strong, but come on. If fucking aluminum or fucking steel and metal would fucking implode, of course this would. It just baffles my mind. And you heard about all the problems they had before one testing this thing out?
Yeah,
What's his name? Josh blah blah from that TV show. Oh god, I can't even think. Destination Nowhere, I think it was called. Josh. Oh god, I don't know. But apparently he was testing that out 2017 with that particular group to do a special episode on the Titanic, and they had issues even then. So that sub was not thought out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
it was
Hey,
just
well,
all.
no,
It's only a dash to make money. That's all it was.
it was.
It's all
It
about
was.
money.
It was. And look at they're already looking for a new captain.
You're looking for a new captain.
For a new sub. We're gonna put another one down there. We're
No,
gonna have a we're gonna have a sequel.
a sequel part two.
Come on.
They got. I bet you anybody, I bet you any money, one of these Hollywood companies make a film about this. I bet you they do something similar based on that. I can
Yeah.
see it because people's lives you know, the expense of people's lives. I think there'd be somebody making a film about that, man.
Yeah, it's I don't think I'd wanna, you know, risk my life going into something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of things that are out there that seem so cool. so cool, but yet, mm, I don't know. Is it worth risking your life?
Well, apparently, the series that they've tested it before loads of times and it worked and everything was all right. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
Well, they kept saying they had communication issues every time. So it wasn't the first time they lost communication with the sub when testing it. Yeah, it's all sorts of glitches. I mean, it's scary. It's a scary proposition
For
on all levels. And I mean, what, $250,000 to go down?
£250,000 to just go and die, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, one of them had one of the guys had their son with them.
But that's right.
What the fuck, man? That poor kid. That poor kid.
And
You
for
know.
all of them, to
Well,
be honest.
all of them, yeah, but more so the kid.
Hmm. Yeah,
You know, these other people were. Yeah,
I don't
it's a.
know.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Okay, so look at the real thing here, and that's the thing, eh? Joe, look at the real thing behind this. And you're gonna have all sorts of fucking conspiracy theories, and I haven't really paid attention to a lot of the conspiracy theories out there. But look at the real reason why this thing fucking uh imploded. I mean, who's on that sub? Look at the people who are on that sub, and you go, okay, why? Hey, Safari, how are you? Hey, like, why did this thing fucking implode? There's got to be a reason. Other than, but I mean, most people go, oh well, it just simply imploded because it was tested properly, and I get that. But is there a more nefarious reasoning behind it, Joe?
Mm,
Could it be that one of the people on there was very important to the point where they were going to stir or ruffle the feathers of something and they had to find a way of getting rid of them? As dastardly as it sounds, it's been done before, right?
yeah.
It's like it's like hey, that Joe guy's in the sub and he changed the propellers on his fucking drone. Ah, get rid of him.
Yeah, 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 I know what you mean. I get what you mean
you know.
exactly. It's, it's funny old world. People just, the way they create these things. Now that should be tested and tested and tested at depth deeper than that before they even took people in it. Should have put sensors and cameras and dummies and things like that in. Instead of just letting people go and lose their lives. I tell you
Yeah.
what, I hope them families get really reimbursed and the company wants bloody shut down for that.
Yeah, I heard that, Seth. I heard, yeah, PlayStation controller they can get. Fuck it. Again, there's just so many things about this sub that just didn't make any sense. Just why?
Exactly.
Why? Fucking, how many people were on there? Five?
That's right.
Five people.
And one was the owner, wasn't it? Or the designer or owner or something.
You
You should,
know, okay, Daz, he says, well, that billionaire was rating someone to debunk the myth that the Titanic wasn't hit by the. I mean, well, the Titanic's got a shitload of fucking conspiracy theories behind it. Period. I mean, look at one of the guys on the Titanic was that the most wealthiest man alive. I forget his name. Apparently, he was. And again, this is a conspiracy theory. I maybe it's not. Who knows? But apparently he was against the signing of the federal what you call it the Federal Reserve Bill that some of the wealthiest people in the world at the time were sort of getting together to have signed and have sort of a control that to print fiat money. There's all sorts of fucking um conspiracy theories surrounding the Titanic, and why it went down, and some of the people who were on it. And you know again, you hear of, wait a sec, how's this person alive when they apparently perished on the Titanic, and they lived to be like 101 years old? you know there's all
Yep.
sorts of crazy shit with
Ah,
the
yeah.
Titanic. That was but that's us. That's human. That's human at its best. Humans love to add scenarios to an unexplainable or yet to be explained scenario. And
Yeah.
we love to throw in the theories and connect the dots, because let's face it, I mean, for crying out loud, I mean, if you want to connect the dots, there's so many fucking dots that can be connected, and you can make a conspiracy out of nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm just reading here.
Won't be the first conspiracy, and it won't be the last.
Yeah. S- No, no, God, no. I mean, there's conspiracies all the time. But I mean, now, you look at how media now, and how governments are sort of controlling more, trying to control the media even more. I mean, here in Canada, they passed C18.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I'm not fully attuned to it, but apparently it has something to do with a place, social media installations like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and how they want to control what Canadians are seeing, sort of like what China's doing. And I'm like, here we go, wonderful, controlling what news they're seeing, and a lot less, U.S. Influence, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
or international influence on what they see. But the reasoning is, no, no, they just want these social media sources to pay for running Canadian media, like
Mm-hmm.
news. Like if you click on a Canadian news link, they got to pay a premium or something for that news link. And I'm like, seriously, why? I mean, the person's clicking on the link, they're going to go right to the source. So what's the big fucking deal? You know, it's a form of control,
Mm-hmm.
you
Uh,
know?
yeah, really. But no, I think the Titanic should be left. It's a graveyard. There's a lot of people died on there. People should
Mhm.
leave it alone. That's the way I say it. If you want to go and look at use S3 remote S3s, with non-man crafted ones, and go on the ship if you want to pay them half the price of what they would have went on the sub, and go and see if real life where it's not publicised or YouTube out, and see it on the monitors right up, rather than go down there. You know what I mean? For people, you can't replace human bodies.
Yeah. No, I agree, Urbexy. I really do. Yeah, that's I mean, what one of the biggest ones over here obviously is Roswell, you know, and how they changed and tried to control what the news was saying about the possibility of an alien crash site, and first saying it was a weather balloon, and then when too much information got out there, it's like, oh, wait a sec here. But I mean, back in the 40s and 50s, telling somebody about an alien crash, it's like going into the fucking
Oh,
grocery.
Oh, because the spaceship crashed over there.
Yeah, it's like going into the it's like going into the into the grocery store and picking up a copy of the National Enquirer at the time. Uh,
Yeah,
with I it was the best, Joe. 70s, the 80s, and then dwindled
yeah,
in the 90s. But you'd go into the grocery store, and at the cash you'd have all these magazines, and then you'd have the National Enquirer and all these other different magazines, and uh, you know read about my Bigfoot encounter, or UFO spotted in Libya, or whatever. These fucking crazy headlines that would catch you because they're, oh wow, this is awesome, so
yeah.
believable.
It's just,
When you're a kid, I mean, come on. When I was a kid, I mean, I grew up on that shit.
I grew up on comics.
Yeah, comics.
Even then, in them days, comics, when you were a little lad, you
Comics
see
had
spaceships and,
shitloads.
and some of them used to be like, oh, look, zap zap with a ray gun and spaceships. And you see, it's all being burnt into it.
Yeah, comics had shitloads.
They are.
You know, I mean, you look at some of the characters in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Rider, Moon Knight,
Never heard that.
Moon Knight. Some of these characters, like, oh wow, this is cool, and how they used, sort of paranormal or supernatural sort of aspects to prop up these characters. They did,
Yeah,
and it worked because not necessarily because people believe them, but they can kind of relate to them, saying, "Look, I had a really weird experience when I was a kid."
you know what I was at? You know what? This is a fact. You know when I was little, or when I was a young lad, what I'd done is when I was still in school back in them days, I was just in the early days, I was about 8 or something. I used to
Yes,
watch
well known.
Doctor Who back in the day when it was black and white.
Hmm.
And I got a big cardboard box, stuck it in the middle of the sitting room, cut a
Yeah,
little door in it, and I tried to draw windows with felt tip pens and that make it look like a tortoise.
yeah,
And then I got out of it, and I started smashing the cardboard box up in front of my dad and my mum, and them, what's the matter? I
yeah.
says, well, it doesn't bloody work. My dad gives us a ton of me life. You don't swear in this house like that. Where you learn that from? It doesn't bloody work.
Yep. Yep. That's the thing, right?
It's one of them things, you think you read in a book or you see it on TV and you go, well, it's not what it shows you on the TV.
Well, that's the thing. That's another thing too, because people for years believed what they saw on the TV. They believed because it's on TV or it's in the news that is real. You know, because the news. Take the news, for instance. The nightly news. You love they. They give you the presenter, the anchor, the news anchor, the nightly news anchor was somebody that people can relate to, that seemed like the neighbor, or somebody, a friend or whatever, and they were relaying all this information to you through your TV.
Hmm. And you've got to
And you,
believe it, bit of it.
and you believe it because you go, why would he lie to us? Or why would she lie to us? It doesn't
Exactly.
make sense. So I believe it.
So watch the news on TV, everybody, and believe in it.
People don't realize that each of these news sources spin the propaganda their own way.
Hmm.
Even if it's true, they're going to spin it their way. If it's political, they're going to spin it left, they're going to spin it right. There's never any sort of well, I shouldn't say there isn't. It's very rare now. It seems very rare that you got like an in between news source, like a central, you know, non biased sort of news source. I think
Mm,
maybe AP, but I don't know so much anymore about AP. But you know, it's like the political spectrum. Period. I mean, there's no in between. It's like they don't want the in between. They don't want the centralized scenario anymore because they can't, they don't get a reaction out of people. It's too easy. Everybody's too at ease and too this is paradise. No, we can't have that. We need fighting. We need entertainment. We need people to oppose somebody.
yeah.
Like, and some people are bloodthirsty about it. And that's what they want. That's what sells. Controversy
Yeah.
sells. And as much as I'm not a Trump fan, he knew that.
Oh yes, he knows
He
how to
he
press the
he
buttons.
he knew that any news, any coverage, good or bad, it didn't matter. As long as people were talking about him, he stayed. He was still trending. He continuously trends, trends,
Making
trends,
plenty of money
trends.
while it goes on.
You know, and people don't realize that.
Yeah.
You know, good or bad. The main thing now is to stay in focus. People continuously focus on you, are continuously mad, or continuously support, whatever. You've got both fucking sides reeling and going, wow.
Just the way you said it there.
You know,
It's a fact, though.
it is. It is. It is a fact. It is. I mean, that's exactly it. Stephen Greer interview. Are you talking about from the UFO conference there in Washington D.C.? Well known. The evidence that they had. See, I still haven't watched it. I keep meaning to watch it, and I did sort of scan over. I didn't really watch. I have to watch it in great length, the whole thing. Um, I really do. Um, I was fascinated with what happened in Las Vegas, the flap that was going on there. I mean, is it true? I don't know, but it is fascinating that now it's out in the open somewhat.
Mm.
But honestly, is it a good or bad thing? I honestly think it's a bad thing now because anyone can literally fucking report a UFO that's not a UFO. you know?
I'll chuck a plate across there and say, "Oh look, there's a flying saucer."
Yeah,
I'll report
yeah.
that.
Plan 9 from outer space. There you go. You want real UFOs or what's his name? Oh my god. Let's see. Hold on. I'll tell you in a sec. Let me pull him up here. Um,
Tell you what was a good film back in the day. Remember
yeah.
the film? The day the Earth stood still. But the original one, not the one with Keanu Reeves in. With the spaceships.
Billy Meyer. Billy Myers. You
Billy
know.
Mayer's on. I've heard him, yeah.
Billy Myers was
Oh, yes, man. Well, I think we've all been brought up to believe in these things, haven't we?
what's that?
Well, I says we've all been brought up to believe in these kind of things.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Just
I mean,
ghosts, so I've always been a skeptic. I'm not saying there's nothing there. What I'm saying is I think some people take it a bit too far.
oh, really?
Yeah, just a bit.
uh, okay, here we go. let's see. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. There was something.
Right, I'm going to have to nip the toilet. I won't be long, Steve.
Yeah, go for it. I'm just loading this up because I think this is really, really, really neat. Most people will fucking debunk them, and that's fine. And I'm not a huge believer either, but you never know, right? I mean, let's be honest. The photos that he took were I'm very skeptical with the photos he took. I mean, they're just too good to be true, to be honest. Okay, hold on. Let me just see here if I can find it. I don't know where it went to. And I'm going to fill up in a sec. I'll play this, and I'm just going to go grab another brew. And I'll just play this. Okay, guys? Hold on a sec. Hold on.
From out of nowhere, flying saucer mystery is with us.
Airline and Air Force pilots. The Air Force itself has officially admitted that flying saucers exist.
Is there another civilization somewhere in space? Are we under surveillance by an intelligence that has revealed itself to us?
Hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
Is life everywhere the same as us? Or are we just one example of a vast array of possible kinds of biochemistry?
The paradigm of science is not equipped to handle this phenomenon.
Identified flying objects which are
believing in them is a matter of communicating with them. Very strange and unusual.
Economic reasons, political reasons, military reasons. It's not a scientific issue.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle, but it's a puzzle that's worth exploring.
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Our Earth has been observed by alien civilizations for at least the past 50 years. Throughout our history, each age in our development is characterized by an ignorance about the scope of possibilities not yet understood, that future generations may look back on with a sympathetic smile of condescension.
To us, in the 20th century Earth, this might seem magical. But I tell people to maintain some sense, if they can, please ask them to maintain some sense of humility. Because if you were to show this video camera or a hologram or a laser to someone only 300 Earth years ago, it would appear to be a magic. It would be considered supernatural.
Such is the case with UFOs. To us, they represent intangible illusions between fantasy and reality. 400 years ago, the Earth was believed to be the physical center of the universe. Nicholas Copernicus, and later Galileo, challenged that belief, suggesting that the sun was the center. And still 200 years would pass before William Herschel's stellar observations, and later Edwin Hubble's classification of galaxies, relegated our sun to a single, insignificant star among billions. Only then do we begin to imagine our place in an incomprehensibly vast cosmos.
I think there is a certain twilight zone of phenomena that, if confirmed, would really overthrow the entire materialistic worldview.
Let me just say, as a professor of philosophy who writes professional articles and knows how to do academic research, there is in this field some incredibly good literature, very sophisticated material.
There's just a wealth of information. And I would challenge anybody to disprove that. You see, anyone who says there's no evidence to study has not looked. It's as simple as that.
All right. Okay. Enough of that. Yeah. Anyhow, with back to Billy Myers, the photos. I don't know. What do you guys think about Billy Myers' photos? Hey Joe, welcome back. Have you seen Billy Myers' photos?
No.
So you can't form an opinion about it then?
Yeah.
Okay, what good are you, Joe? Come on.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just exploring something I'm fancy buying next.
Oh, and what exactly is it? What is that?
It's from AliExpress. It's another handheld.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of frequencies, yeah, it covers.
Have you bought from AliExpress before?
Why I?
And it's pretty simple, pretty seamless.
Well, I always use PayPal, you see, for all my payments.
Yeah.
So if anything goes wrong, I get my money back
You get
anyway.
your money back. Yeah, which is cool.
But no, I've never had any problems. I bought about 6 items. I bought a projector then.
Yeah.
The one I've got now, that was from eBay. But I bought two. I bought a projector off them. I bought all sorts of things. I think I got me UV5Rs from them, both of them, and all the microphones and all the stuff. Took a little bit longer delivery because we're bloody the way the UK's stuff going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking about buying a Doogie phone with the thermal and night vision on it.
All right.
So I'm just working on the spec to see if everything works fine here in my area. I think it does, but I'm not too sure about if it has the right gigahertz for the cell providers here. I'm not sure. I gotta look at it again.
The thing is, only thing is what AliExpress is, you've got to watch is because they'll see a price. Then when you put it in your basket and you go to pay for it, it's a shipping cost. Some might say free shipping and some might say not. But here's another video I got from AliExpress as well. It's a Boji 318.
Oh yeah.
I got that from AliExpress.
And they're relatively cheap too. I mean, a lot cheaper than a lot of other places.
Well, it's Chinese, isn't it? So, but
yeah,
you think about it, Apple's made by Chinese.
Yep.
So you know what I mean? If they can make Apple phones,
how is it, Mick? How is it? Let me know how it is. I mean, Matt likes his. So, which one do you have, Mick? Which model do you have?
But it's dodgy thermal image.
I was looking at the Pro 96, I think S96, I think it is. I was looking at that. I know they have a newer model out, but I've been kind of centering in on the Pro S96, I believe it's called. So yeah, Mick, which one do you have? Let me know your thoughts on it. Is it worth it? Is it worth the money? Actually not a bad price. I can't. Getting it on Ali looks like a half decent price. S98 Pro, that's it. Sorry. So it's good, eh? It's I hear it's a pretty heavy phone too. It's like pretty heavy duty. And the battery life is kick ass. I hear the battery life is just insane. It doesn't take like it literally. It's a while in between charges. You could use it quite often. And how's the thermal imaging on it? Like the thermal imaging. That's what I hear. It's actually the thermal imaging on it is actually as good as like as a good half decent thermal imager that you're paying like thousands of dollars for. Might not be as good, but the quality is actually not bad. So, I mean, I did see Matt did bring his on and he did show it a little bit. So another opinion would be appreciated for sure. I'm all but sold. I really am, but more opinions obviously do help. So, how you think of it in total. So yeah, that's good.
Right, first count of the night.
Uh-oh.
First one.
Is that a Lynx?
Aye. Cool.
Showing his Lynx.
Hey, we don't do it in the mornings anymore,
Now.
Nah, stopped all that.
I very rarely do it in the afternoon, Joe. I mean, this is like a rarity for me. I just figured, I'm going to relax after the past few days have just been insane, like I said.
I've really calmed down lately.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And the thing is, with the drone, that's where I got the drone for, to take my mind from it. And if I know I'm going to go out flying the drone, I will not have a drink at all. Do you know what I mean? Keeping my mind fresh.
Yeah.
For flying.
That's good.
Which you've got to do. That's the whole idea why I want to do that. It distract us away from it, do you see?
Yeah.
Give us something new to do.
Well, yeah, it's good. Like, I mean, I notice a lot of people who will come on here. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. And I love a lot of you guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not slagging anyone. I will not slag anyone because there's no point in that. I just can't spend as much time on here as some other people do. And I love to do the lives. I love to interact with a lot of people here. I've made a lot of friends here. We've made a lot of friends here. Such as yourself, Joe. So I like that aspect of doing this. But yeah, I find a lot of people drink a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Joe.
I used to be a really bad drinker, but I cut all my levels down. You see, and then now I've got something to try and take my mind away from it.
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, I'm learning this video editing. It's all good things.
Mm-hmm.
Get them cogs going round again, you know what I mean? Get them all lubricated with WD-40, make them keep that way.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
I noticed one day you're online. You were you're live and you were testing batteries out.
Yes.
That was pretty neat. As much as it's it's not much, but why were you testing them out? You just wanted to make sure they were all good.
I always test batteries out, even though because them batteries were given us a good few months beforehand. The ones in the boxes that time.
Yeah.
Well, then we've got a new owner now, and I just like to check them, and it was just made sure the levels were right, because they were the long-lasting alkaline batteries. They were made for gas meters.
Oh, okay.
I just want you do it. They're not rechargeable, but I just check the voltage and make sure it's all right, and that's what I do. I like to keep an eye on the batteries.
That's cool.
Because even the battery standing has got a certain life,
mm-hmm.
and they do lower in time.
And how often do you test them out?
Every 2 months.
Oh, really?
If it's one I've never used.
That's good. Oh, thanks, Mick, for
Sometimes it depends on what kind of battery it is. If it's like this one. Oh, this one, I checked that one last week.
Yeah.
7 amp.
7 amp. And what do you use that for?
It's what they normally use in alarm end stations.
Yeah.
Like if you have a big alarm, it's got a remote keypad on the wall.
Yeah.
Somewhere in your electric cupboard or somewhere in your house or your loft, you'll have an end station, which is a white box, and you have one of them in there.
So if you lose power, you've got the battery backup.
That's correct.
Gotcha. That's cool.
I should know, because I used to install alarms a long time ago, and then I went on to big CCTV cameras, then big pan tilts and infrared.
Yeah.
Like 100 times zoom,
Mm-hmm.
The back in the day, but not now. Miss all that, but I used to get it all over the country.
Yeah, I mean everybody's going to these companies now, for house security, and it's I don't know, like Ring and Nest, and you have the internet provider. What's that?
Very sure flap.
Yeah.
We were a piece of fraud.
And then you have even these internet providers jumping in on the game too.
Yep. There's only one alarm system in my house, and it stays in that.
Yeah. ADT.
Yes.
ADT. Yeah, the ADT still around here. Yeah. There's another
But I
one.
used to work for
Alarm Force is another one, I think. Alarm
armed
Force.
forces. But ADT originated, well, there used to be a company in Britain called Modern Alarms.
Okay.
And it was the same, it were round bell boxes then,
Yeah.
but yellow were Modern Alarms on. Then it went to modern Alarms, and then went the hexagon shape, like the hexagon triptych shape, which we ATT are now. Then it
Yeah.
went to Modern Alarms, Modern Security Systems, and then ADT bought them out. But I used to work for Modern Alarms and Modern Security Systems.
Safari has a Doogie or Doogie 9, or sorry, S90. I mean, Mick and Safari, do you guys use it as a phone too, or just use it for the camera or other features on it? I mean, do you guys use it as a phone too, as a cell phone? Because I mean, I was thinking, okay, even if it doesn't, it's not compatible with uh, the providers here, I would just get it just for the features like the night vision and the infrared features on it, which seemingly is good. So I was just curious, do you guys use it as a phone too? What's the phone aspect? Is it worth it as well?
So what are these? Are these cameras, Steve? You're talking about?
It's a phone.
A phone.
Yeah, it's a phone. It's like a cell phone, but I mean, it has infrared on it and it has night vision.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat camera. Actually, Matt brought it to my attention because he has one, and he was using it for one of his shoots.
All right.
And I inquired about it, and he brought it on when we were live one evening, and I'm like, "Hey, I love that camera." So, I mean, you use it. Okay, Mick uses it for the thermal, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm an iPhone user too, so that's what I mean. Is it worth grabbing it just for the features? I use the camera to take pictures and night vision. Yeah, so I mean, even if it's not compatible with any of the providers here, I would probably most likely just buy it just for the thermal and night vision and taking pictures. Exactly. As you guys. So yeah, I'm double slim and memory card. Oh, okay, yeah. So is it a micro SD? I'm assuming that's what it is, right? Micro SD for the memory card for those. I mean, I was looking at the specs, and I'm almost certain that's what it said, but I could be wrong.
There's a thing about SD cards. Anybody that gets a drone, be careful what SD card you use. You've got to use a U3, not a U1 or 2.
It's got to be U3.
Yes, it has to be. Otherwise, your videos won't work.
Your videos won't work, or they'll work, but you won't be able to transfer them.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to get an adapter then.
Yeah. We know the scope. I'm still got to learn how to transfer the files quickly now with a button on the back of mine. What drone you got, Steve?
It's not actually my drone; it's a friend's drone.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still looking. I'm still looking at drones. I'm still looking at grabbing a drone myself. But it's a friend of mine. He has the drone. He's going to be doing all the shoots and look at. I'm telling you right now. Hey, Mr. John, how you doing?
Hello, John.
It was good to see you, buddy.
Oh, good.
What's new, sir?
I got a new webcam.
Oh yeah, what kind of cam did you get?
I got a Razer.
Oh, that's what I have. I love them, man.
Yeah, with the turn-on dial light, turning
Yeah.
the USB light on.
Yeah, I fucking love my Razer, man.
Yeah, it fucking cost me nothing. I
Yeah,
basically
good.
putting a load of DVDs in for it, like in £35 later, got a Razer camera.
Very good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I love them, man. It's
Yeah.
and I love the interface. What is it? Synops?
I can't remember. I haven't read much about it. I just picked it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the program you can use. I think it's called Synops for
Right.
Razer. It's really cool, man.
Cool.
It's awesome. I
It's
love
got
it.
a great picture on it, even though it's only 2K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a vast improvement on that other piece of shit I had.
Yeah, the one I grabbed was it's 4K, but oh man, I fucking love it. I didn't get the one with the light on it though. I just got a regular one.
Oh, really? This one here's got the light on it. You turn it light and it turns it on.
Yeah, no, mine's just the oh wait, no, it doesn't have the light. No, it's just the regular 4K.
And here you can see it just fucking zooming in every now and again.
Yeah, I mean when you can fidget around with that and it'll stop, right? See, mine doesn't do it. Mine doesn't do it anymore, but it used to do it, and I fidgeted around with the settings on it, and it. Yeah, I love it, man. I definitely love it.
Yeah.
See, that was the problem I was having with my old camera. It was fucking auto zooming. I turned it off. It was shit.
Right.
I don't know. I'll just find mine now.
Yeah.
Tell him I need to go to the shop.
Yeah, I love them, Joe. They're great cameras, man. Fucking
Right,
really
I'm
good.
just nipping to the shop. I'll be about 5 10
This is one I got a couple of weeks back. Cost a tenner.
Yeah.
But this one is, I don't know what even make this is. But it's a real. This is the one I had before.
One before, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what make it is. It's got no name to it, and it was like showing lines on it, and it was really buggy. But you could tap this, and it also do the USB light.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, didn't like that. It cost me a tenner. That did.
Yeah, they're incredible. I love them, man. I fucking love them. I will not. I will not. I will continue. I think to use them because, like I said, what a vast improvement. And you know what? They're not overly priced.
No. Well, this one was in the shop for. I say we got a place called C&X here, like and it was in there for £35. So I just literally took a load of old DVDs I don't watch and films and Blu-rays down. I don't watch anymore. I'm just clearing out the ones I don't ever watch I won't ever watch again. So I got 30 odd quid for that lot. I thought, oh, that's nice. It's in there, it's in there in the shop. I love it. I was going to get a new microphone as well, but I didn't have enough.
Yeah, I love this Rode mic. So, I mean, I've been tempted to grab something else, but no, I love Rode, man. They make some good mics.
Yeah, Rode's are real nice. There was one in the shop I'd seen, but they want silly money for it, like 75, 90 quid for it.
Yeah, they can get pretty expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap. So
no,
at the end
they're
of the
not.
day, this one's quite all right.
Yeah.
What got to be right under it.
What kind's that one?
I can't remember what make it is, and I got the name of what it was not so long back. I can't remember what it is.
Almost like looks like a.
I would say
a Behringer.
No, it's not a Behringer. It's not a Sennheiser or a Behringer.
No? Okay.
I can't remember what it was. I did actually have a name. It did actually have a name on it somewhere. What it was, but I can't find it. For some reason, it's just disappeared. Oh, here we are. Oh, I've got to need my glasses. It's just awful when you can't fucking read. Foursome. FOSMON.
Okay.
Yeah, Foursome.
Matt says he's an AKG man.
AKG man. What's that like?
But I don't have 2K for a rifle mic. Yeah, I know. Fucking those rifle mics are amazing.
Rifle mics.
I used to have a rifle mic years ago, man. But fuck, and they last forever. That's of course if you take good care of them. But I mean, geez.
Well, the ones I've seen today, they were proper condensed ones, like condensed microphones.
Yeah.
With all the wrappings and everything, proper ones. There was one in there for about 70 quid, and I think the other one was about £80. Then they had
Yeah.
this big black bad boy, with the fucking knobs on it, and that was about 80 quid in the window. So I don't know.
He had one, and somebody nicked it from him. Yeah, you gotta watch it, man. I used to take my rifle mic out quite often, and shoot some ambient audio. And man, they're super sensitive.
That's right.
Extremely
Pick
sensitive.
up anything, innit? And
Yeah. It's almost I want to say not quite as good, but fucking the Zoom cameras are almost like that for exterior 360. Their fucking audio is just fucking crazy.
Yeah, 360. Man, that's
You know?
intense, isn't it? There was another one I seen with that, like 360. It had twin microphones on it.
Yeah. You got the there's got the 4 mics on a lot of them, right? The H4 and up. It gets crazy. I mean, some of those fucking mics just get insane. And you gotta sit there and say, "Oh, do I really need this?"
Yeah,
I'll
I'll only need it if it comes in the shop, like and in that shop,
Yeah.
CNX, and I've got a load of other films I don't want to watch. Like
exactly.
I'll just get rid of all them, like, and then buy another microphone. But I'm happy with the one I got. Just,
Well, it sounds good. I mean, it sounds like a good mic.
Yeah, it's up full whack. Like that's the problem. It's up 100% all the time.
Yeah.
But
do you just have it straight hook up, or are you hooked up into a?
do you know what I want to get? Do you know I would like to get a mixing desk, but the cheapest one I've seen, like, and it's all singing and dancing, flashing lights and self-moving like faders, is about 250 quid.
Yeah, they're expensive. I mean, I just I have a mixing board, but I mean, just
To be honest, I wouldn't mind getting one, because at the end of the day, if I can get one that's USB interfaced, and then you could do it straight off the USB, like, and then back into the desk, I can then do my M audio speakers, like my monitors, and put them through there, because they're jack based as well as normal AV, so you can it's endless. Like, if I really wanted to go and buy a desk, I could do it. I've got a Behringer upstairs, like, but it just needs.
That's what I have. I just have a Behringer phobia, right?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? No, I don't mind
No.
it. I don't mind it. They're not the best, but I mean, for what I'm doing with the show and shit, it's fine.
Yeah, that's it. If you want to use it for basics, Behringer's great. But anything like sound wise, like concerts, fucking forget it. Like this.
Oh no.
They'll just give up on you, like, in the last when you really need it.
Yeah.
So
No, this oh, sorry. Euphoria. Sorry, Euphoria. Euphoria UM2 is the one I'm using.
All right.
It,
I mean, yeah,
does a pretty good job.
I could go and get me. I said, my mate has a load of stuff in the bedroom upstairs, and she said, if you ever want to use the mixing desk, like, use it. And I was like, I haven't got any jack leads, and I could do with some jack leads really for the audio out.
Yeah.
Normal headphone like jack ones, so you just whack them in. But and then put the microphone. I could put the microphone straight in, because it's got an old XLR connection as well, so you can connect to an XLR as well.
And most people go, "What is XLR?"
Yeah.
But I mean, I've used all sorts of mics, but depending on the environment too, right? I mean, where are you going to be recording? Are you going to be on the road? Or are you in the studio? Whatever, depending on what you're recording too. When I'm on the road and recording on site, I do like the Zoom. I do like the Zoom recorders, man. I mean, they're to me they're really good. They're compatible. They're compatible, and they're compact.
Hmm.
And you can set it up relatively easy. If there's a lot of good, even Rode mics obviously are great too. I mean, Rode on like you're on the road. Rode mics are really good, especially if you're recording with a small camcorder or, in some cases now, I think they even have a cell phone mic with certain cell phones. Not that I'd use it, but I mean, I wouldn't use my cell phone, but that's
Depends what phone you got.
Yeah.
Mine's an Oppo, so I got an Oppo phone. Whether they put the nice stuff in the Oppo phone is what they used to do in the DVD players like they used to have years ago. Like, it's the same company that did the finest DVD players ever. Like, and then they stopped selling them halfway through. Like,
Yeah.
you try and get an Oppo fucking Blu-ray player these days, like £1,500, like fucking hell. They're cheap, like, So if they got apparently it's the same company do Oppo phones. So they obviously, those phones they would put some. You'd think they would have put some decent technology in, like for the microphone, wouldn't you?
You think? You would think.
You would think.
Mhm.
I mean, Sony was supposed to put some decent microphones in their phones, but they're fucking shite. Especially when you got loud noise on.
I've never been much of a Sony fan.
I like Sony.
Do you? I don't know what it is. I just don't know. Their TVs, they used to be great, but now they're just, to me, I don't know.
I don't know. You've got to get yourself I mean, at the end of the day, I always wanted a Sony Bravia, and I got one for about 2 months before it died on me completely. Like,
Oh wow!
But it was a 55-inch, and wow, what a TV! I mean, the picture on it was unreal for a 2007 TV. Like, I think that's what it was, 207 Bravia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was unreal, man. The
Yeah.
picture was just unreal. When you put on like 4K, like or anything, like not 4K, 1080.
Yep.
Right up on the max, like the screen was unreal. But then somebody had done something with it, and something had happened with it. I think somebody had dropped it at one time, and it didn't break it. It didn't break the screen. Just fucked up the little band that's at the bottom of the telly.
Oh yeah.
So so it just never sorted itself out. So I only had it for 2 months, but I got this Samsung bad boy 55-inch curved, like, and wow, that is unreal.
Samsungs, they've come a long way.
Yeah,
they've come a long way.
But they don't like Dolby Vision, though, do they? They're not too keen on
No. I mean, just like LG and Sharp.
Sharp.
Some of their fucking TVs. Like, I remember they were just economy fucking TV, and then all of a sudden, bang! They just blew up, and
all of a
what the
sudden,
fuck?
Sharp's all of a sudden brought out this fuck off great big 75-inch TV, like it's just unreal, like you're like, wow, where the hell's that come from? Like,
killing some of the at the time, Toshiba used to make some great TVs. Now they're fucking garbage now.
Shite.
Shit.
Yeah. Do not buy a Toshiba TV.
No, don't buy one. Hey, Gareth, how are you? Good to see you.
Same with high ends as well. Don't buy any of them or TCL.
Well, high ends is aren't they a collection of it's economy, isn't it? Isn't it a collection
of
economy?
Yeah, it's
Panasonica or something.
Panasonic's in there as well. I can't remember who it is who supplies. I think LG supplies one of the TV companies as well, don't they, with the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember which company it is now, but Panasonic. I had one of those for years. I had a Viera Plasma 42-inch. That lasted me for 12 years. When I sold it, it was still working. Like, I got rid of it in Salamba.
I remember years ago, I used to have this 70-inch rear projection Toshiba.
Wow.
This thing was fucking humongous, man.
Is that the one with the screen that comes up at the bottom and then...
it would project from the back, right?
From the back, yeah.
From the back, right? And it was, it wasn't the picture was good, but fucking the heat.
Oh, yeah.
The heat that would come off this thing was just, wow. You wouldn't want to leave it fucking
all overnight.
No. You'd be fucked.
It's like my plasma line, right? When we had a real hot summer about 4 years back, 2018. So
Yeah.
we had a real hot summer, and I had the plasma in the lounge, and I was like fucking roasted in the room. I was like, what the fuck, and I went over. It's the TV, like the TV's like red hot, and I was like, it's like a 2-bar fire. Just watching the lecky meter just going penny, 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 penny every few minutes, I'm like, get rid of that.
Yeah, that TV in the background, that's Samsung plasma. And oh my god, it's horrendous now.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it
got
wasn't
my chance,
it wasn't bad, but like I said, I never bought into plasma again because you had so many issues with plasma. Everything from when it first came out to having it refilled every 5 years, and
that's
all
right.
these stupid fucking things.
I don't know about having it refilled. I had mine I bought my plasma Panasonic 2008, and it lasted me right up until about 2018.
Oh wow!
So that's a good long, and it was still working. I sold it about 3 or 4 months back. I gave it away for a tenner in the end,
Well,
but
this
was
is
sat in the
lasted
lounge.
for a while.
Yeah, it was sat upstairs in my bedroom. There's a towel rack for about fucking 4 years.
Towel rack.
Yeah.
This thing's still working pretty good. I mean, it's got some pixel issues, but I mean that's plasma. That's what happens.
That's it.
But like I said, it's again it heats up. It heats up because the technology's old.
Do you know what they
right?
do? Do you know what they televisions do? Right, when they get to a certain age, especially plasmas, and I found this out with Panasonics, that all the electrics inside all fucking welds up, so it's not as loose as it used to be. But they're all like fucking, and then it just congeal, and then it's one great big hot thing, because all the green plates.
Hot plates, anyone?
See, it is. They all start cooking each other.
Yeah.
Once it gets about 12 years old, like 13-year-old.
John, I think you and I were talking about this one time when they were bringing out the fucking the DLPs. They were the best
TV.
They were the best TVs, and it's a shame that they never stuck around.
They didn't, did they? They were only around for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, not long at all, and
not even longer than that. I don't think. I think it was barely 3 years, wasn't it?
And they were great. They were fucking awesome TVs.
Awesome TV. I'm built to last as well.
Yeah.
Probably another reason why they didn't keep it.
I think that's the problem, right?
I think that's one reason why they didn't carry on selling them, because they were built to last. They want people to buy a TV every 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, yeah, exactly. I would have loved to have bought one, and I was
they're like gold dust.
And I was sitting there going, "Oh fuck, okay, am I gonna pull the fucking trigger? I need to buy one. This is fucking amazing."
If I ever have the money and I see one, I'll have one. But they're like gold dust.
Have you ever saw one secondhand?
No,
I haven't.
It's like the HD. It's like the HD DVD player.
Yeah,
they're becoming rare as fuck.
Rare. See, there's another format, HD.
Yeah, I managed to find a player.
Yeah.
Right, and then I brought home, I think it was Swordfish or something like that on Blu-ray, and on HD, right? But I think it was a Warner Brothers copy, right, which is like disc rock.
Yeah.
So I brought it home, I put it in the player, and it wouldn't play it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Smashed the fucking thing up, smashed the player up, right? And then I thought, "Oh shit!" And then I went down, and luckily enough, they had another HD DVD, another Toshiba HD DVD player, right? And it was right at the top shelf in the shop. And I went, "Can I have that one?" And it was £25.
Hey Joe, welcome back.
25 quid, and I was so lucky to catch two. I mean, the first one, they were both Toshiba models, right? And that's the only ones you can find. If you're lucky enough, you can find an LG one, which will play both formats, Blu-ray and HD DVD.
HD.
Yeah, so they're rare as hen's teeth, and there's a DVD, but there's a page on Facebook that's HD DVD based, and man, there's so many ones there. I'm just thinking, wow, man, I could just buy a load, you're amazed. how many films are out on HD DVD?
The fucking quality was so
Oh,
amazing. And of course, I'm not knocking Blu-ray. Blu-ray is great.
I like Blu-ray.
I like Blu-ray, but fucking HD, I don't know. I found it a little superior. Obviously Blu-ray, because the amount of space you were able to fucking
That's
fit
right.
on these
That was the power. That
But
was the power it had.
it was a gimmick though, because I mean, you look at, you could fit a whole fucking series on one Blu-ray, but they'd never do that.
No.
They'd make you buy part 1, part 2, part 3,
Yeah.
part 4,
That's right.
and fill
With
it with all
HD
these,
DVD, they had the whole fucking lot, didn't they?
the whole
Whole
lot,
shebang.
the whole lot.
Yeah, I loved it. I love it as a format, and I love it. There's certain traits today. If you look at certain things that's still there that digs to the HD DVD. If you see the thing that comes up, it goes high definition at the beginning, like that's off HD DVD. When it first come out, that was their fucking gimmick, And so you see it on Blu-ray films, you're thinking, "Fuck me, man! You sneaky bastards! You sneaked that off,
It's funny. I remember the first time walking into a fucking theater and watching my very first movie in Dolby surround sound, and you're like, "Holy fuck! This is fucking amazing!"
Crazy, isn't it?
I think we're so used to it now. Obviously, we're so used to all the amazing sound systems that you want when you walk into a theater now. We take it for granted. But I mean, when you first walked into some of those earlier films, and watched them in the theater, and complete Dolby surround, you're like, wow, this is fucking amazing.
Well, when you walk into a place that's got 4DX.
Well, yeah,
right?
exactly.
And you've got it in the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's like that takes you back to when you first went in the cinema, because you've now got nearly 18 fucking speakers all around you. And you can buy systems today with 13.2 surround, which is, I mean, fuck me, 13.2 would be great. I mean, I'm tempted to get a 9.2 soon,
I can never understand why somebody wanted to go sit up right at the top.
No,
what are you fucking nuts?
Are you nuts? Sit in the fucking middle.
Sit in the middle and get full fucking experience.
That's right. Get everything.
Yeah.
Back at the front, no, you sit in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
Full
do in the
experience.
cinema. Get the whole thing,
Yeah.
Well, you're paying for it, so why not?
Fucking right, man. At the end of the day, £6.75 for a ticket. I was tempted to go and watch Dial of Destiny today, but it was like £11.97 for IMAX.
Oh wow.
And $11.97 to watch it in 4DX, which I thought,
And that's pounds. So you're translating into like fucking like $17-18 Canadian.
Well, yeah, man.
That's
I mean, it's a lot of money.
insane.
It's insane, isn't it? I mean, and the fucking film is out. It's already there on fucking certain torrent sites, and it's a good copy on certain torrent sites.
Speaking of torrents, they got rid of Arbag.
I know that went. That
was one of the huge ones. They got rid of it. I mean, there's a clone.
They closed it down, didn't they?
They closed it down. But there's a clone out there, but it's not.
I know. I haven't seen the clone. I've heard about it, but I mean, Pirate Bay's doing all right in the moment.
Jordy says he's talked to a few of his friends, or his friend, and said it was shit.
What, Dial of Destiny?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Have anybody seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. I still have yet.
I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but at the end of the day, I would say it's better than Crystal, 100% better than Crystal.
Yeah.
And out of the franchise of the original three, it's never going to beat them.
Oh,
but
God.
It's there.
No.
It's there. It's there. It's number 4, I'd say.
What is it? Is it a sympathy card, do you think? Here he is. He's going to do the character one last time, and that's it.
Well, look, at the end of the film, man, he picks the up again. Like, fuck me. I mean, there we go.
Yeah.
He's even said in interviews, the only reason why I do it is the money. Well, I mean, fucking hell, mate. If you can get the money, crack on, like, innit?
And they paid him big bucks to do that.
Oh, exactly. Big money. I mean, he was doing some real big stunts in there as well, like,
That's
for a man who's in his 80s now, I think, isn't he?
Yeah. That's like Hey, that's like approaching the surviving members of Led Zeppelin and saying, "Hey, would you tour? We'll pay you fucking billions of dollars."
Do you hear about them just recently? Like
What?
someone's released a film, and they Led Zeppelin the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so they asked the band to turn up, and only Jimmy Page turned up.
No way.
The other two went.
One
Fuck that.
person.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big docu film like about Led Zeppelin.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's like they did with Sid Barrett and Pink Floyd.
Mhm.
You know,
No.
they're all coming out at the moment, but they asked them to turn up at the premiere, and only Jimmy Page turned up.
Well, let's face it. I mean,
What a
he's
shame,
the only one that
You know what I mean?
basically that's it. I mean, he's the only guy behind it anymore. I mean, you know, the remixing, the best of all these re-releases. He's the
That's right.
guy that's remastering everything, so it doesn't
loves it, doesn't
surprise
he?
me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's making tons of money off it. Again,
Well, he's
like,
making
you know,
shitloads of money off it.
shitloads of money.
You know, and the other guys, I get it.
There's obviously an issue with the other two. Like I think Robert Plant and Jimmy Page. There's obviously an issue there somewhere.
Well, yeah, you kind of think that. I mean, as much as you know.
I think Jimmy wanted to continue after Bonzo died, and Robert was like, no.
Well, I think so too. I think so. But I'll be honest. I'll be brutally honest. I love Led Zeppelin. I love them, but you know, in through the outdoor, I'm like, is this what Zeppelin is come down to?
Yeah.
That's you know, and you know, I just his voice, you know, Plant's voice was changing. The band's direction was changing.
They were fucking both. Jimmy Page was high on heroin at the time.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is the right time to just stop. You know, and you know, it's like a TV series that's really good. You stop it when it's at a high.
When it was at its peak.
At its peak. You don't stop it when it's fucking just, oh my god, it's making a mockery out of it.
Do you know that? You know the funniest thing is like when Bonzo died.
Yeah,
that was it. They lost their back. But when Keith Moon died,
yeah,
they
kept going.
Did the Who stop? No, they didn't.
No.
Even though they didn't like Kenny Jones. I mean,
No.
it's well known. That,
But look at the difference between Keith Moon and Bonzo. I mean, Bonzo, the guy was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, Keith Moon was
not
what
saying
you call a
Keith
swing
Moon
drummer.
He was
Yeah.
a fucking brilliant drummer too. Don't get me wrong, but fucking Bonzo, man, everything, the timing, the background, everything, it depended on his fucking his lead foot.
What do they call it? There's two types of drummers, isn't there? There's a stiff,
Yeah.
which is one who's been taught to play
Yeah.
drums,
Yeah.
and then there's a loose drummer,
There's
which
a
is
loose
one who's
drummer.
just picked it up, and he's just got natural rhythm. And I think Moon was one of those, like the
Yeah.
loose drummer, and I think Bonzo was as well on the
Oh,
choir.
definitely.
You know, he was.
You're
His
listening
son,
to his timing. His timing was fucking. It was
all
just
over
like,
the shop.
how the fuck does he do that?
Yeah. Yeah, but it was there. He was all over the shop, but it was there, wasn't it?
Fuck. What a great band.
Yeah. I mean, his son. I like Jason Bonham, but at the end of the day, he's nothing like his dad.
No, he's nothing
a taught
like him.
drummer.
Yeah.
You know.
He's a good drummer. I like him, but he's nothing close.
Never come close.
I mean, it's kind of hard because I mean, let's face it. I mean, this you know, Bonham was he was heavy, man. He was heavy on the drums.
Thunderous.
It was amazing how fucking heavy he was, and just everything. His time, his background. He would split his timing up, and you're like, what the fuck? How the hell does he do that?
Yeah. Well, another one who was like, I always remember when Keith Moon first went to play drums for the Who, and he said, Roger Daltrey always said, I always remember I heard this plane taking off in the background. That's what it was, and it was just Keith. He said, we got to have that guy. Yeah, we got to have him. You know, even he stood at the front and said, "I could play better than that guy."
You know who who was a good drummer? I think he's still alive. Oh wait, maybe he's not. But was Ginger Baker.
Ginger Baker's long gone.
Oh,
I think Ginger Baker's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
He passed.
He was, he was a great, Cream.
Cream man, like.
Fuck.
I remember that band. Queen.
Oh fuck, man! The drumming was just
That was-
phenomenal.
I think the last time you ever see them playing live, like, is in the Royal Albert Hall, and that gig
Yeah.
is memorable, like, because
Yeah.
Ginger, even at his age, he was still on form, like,
Hell of a band.
He was a great drummer. I really appreciate
Ian
it.
Pace is another one I used to like as well. He was
Yeah.
a-
Holy shit! I haven't heard
Yeah.
that name in a long time.
yeah.
Who
Yeah,
was
he
that?
Ian Pace.
Ian
Oh,
Pace,
yeah.
he used to be in Deep Purple and
Deep
Gillan.
Purple.
I
Yep.
think he did Gillan as well for a little bit.
Purple Christ.
And a lot of if you want to get technical, then you're getting into guys like Neil Peart,
Oh, Neil Peart, like, yeah, and
You know.
Cozy Powell,
Cozy Powell,
and of course,
technical.
and of course, what's the name, Palmer as well, like Carl
Yep.
Palmer,
Yep.
God,
Technical, just like
technical drummers. I mean, Carl Palmer's drum kit, like, what was that? It was a something like at the time. I think it was a solid steel drum set, which weighed
yeah.
fucking tons, and it was the most expensive drum set you ever seen. Like,
That was
and it had to have a separate wagon just to take the fucking drum kit. It was like,
Yeah, I'm sure that was a custom drum kit though, John, wasn't it?
yeah, it was. It was a special made one, but it was also the way it weighed as well. It was
I remember
solid
that.
steel, like,
They needed a whole stage just for themselves.
Oh,
With how intricate it was.
I'll tell you another one as well is Alan White as well. Which,
Oh, yeah.
who's
Yep.
Another one who's no longer with us. I think Alan
No.
just passed away recently. And no, he might be still alive. I don't know. No, might have died. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, what was his name? I actually liked him too. He was pretty good. Very underrated. I thought he was a pretty good drummer. I can't remember his name, but he was the drummer, the original drummer for Uriah Heep. What was his name? It always eludes me.
Same here.
You know,
Heat, man. They were
Fucking some of the early shit was just incredible.
heavy.
Heavy,
tunes, like,
heavy tunes.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. You're right,
People-
Heat, man. The fucking legendary, like.
Fuck yeah. And people obviously overlook Bill Ward too.
Oh, Billboard, yeah.
Bill Ward was another half.
Bill
you know,
Ward. Well, another one. Like at the end of the day, who should have been the last ever Black Sabbath concert, but fucking Ozzy Osbourne's missus.
Oh yeah,
having
that
none of
was
it.
fucking stupid.
That was
That-
really
you
that
know,
was really cunnish. That was.
Come on, like
Let the man in.
yeah, let him in.
Yeah.
You know?
They thought he wasn't fit enough. Yeah, I've seen Bill Ward play. Yeah, sure, he couldn't do a 2-hour show, like, but at the end of the day, he still got it.
Oh fuck yeah,
You know.
that's too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah. And the other two just stood there and said "fuck all," like Tony Iommi and.
Well,
fucking-
yeah,
Mate,
and again, it was just fucking stupid.
what's the other one? I can't remember his name though. The other guy,
Fucking
the bassist.
what's his name? Oh my god, what's the fucking basis now for Sabbath? Come on, guys, come on, Sabbath fucking bassist. Holy shit!
He's still alive and he's
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't.
Those two
remember.
just stood by and just went, didn't even stand up for it.
We just want to play.
We just want to do it with Aussie.
We want to jump on the Aussie.
Yeah,
wagon.
the Aussie wagon.
The Aussie wagon.
I felt sorry for Bill Ward. Like,
Oh fuck, man. You know, I was pissed. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me? Come on,
but they had some good
Geezer Butler.
replacements.
Thanks, Seth.
Geezer Butler. Yeah, that's a Geezer.
Thanks, Seth. Yeah, Geezer
He had some good
Butler.
replacements over the years.
Yeah,
I mean, Eric Singer even played in Black Sabbath for a little bit.
yeah.
I think even Bevan played in fucking Black
Bevan.
Sabbath for a little bit.
And Singer, there's another one that's no longer with us, right? He's
No,
dead.
Eric Singer's still alive.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, you're getting
Is
him
he?
mixed up with Eric Carr, aren't you?
Eric Carr. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Eric
Yeah.
Carr died. Yeah, 1992 he died.
Yeah.
He died the same day as Freddie Mercury, but nobody knew about it.
Wow, Geezer Butler. Fuck.
Geezer Butler. Yeah.
But Geezer Butler just seemed like just that. He was he didn't care. He was in the band. He was riding the waves. The
That's
other
right.
guys were doing all the work.
Couldn't give a shit.
Ozzy was fucked up half the time, and let's face it. Come on,
Their drug stories. Their drug stories
Oh.
are commendable, man. When
How
Black
the
Sabbath were recording.
Yeah, how the fuck were
Yeah.
they recording? How the fuck is Ozzy still alive?
Exactly.
They did. They
What was
did
it he
some-
said? I remember him saying not so long back. He said when we were having cornflakes like coming in with cocaine in the packs.
Yeah.
That's when he knew you had problems. Like
Was that long nose? He's still watching that.
yeah, putting cocaine on the fucking cereal.
Yeah, sprinkle it on instead of sugar. We'll put cocaine on there.
Cocaine on it instead.
But it's like they did some recently did some tests on his DNA or some shit like that, or did some blood tests, and they couldn't because they're like, how the fuck is this guy still alive? We got to figure it out. So apparently he's got some chromosome or something. He's got like some chromosome that most don't have.
Wow.
That allows him to absorb more, I guess, drugs or whatever than the average
Snorting all
person.
sorts of stuff. And he
Oh
was
man, the
snorting
guy
ants.
was so fucked up.
Snorting ants at one stage, like in front of people. Dead ants. Yeah, I think he even snorted his father's ashes as well, didn't he? Was it his father's ashes as well? He actually snorted.
Did he?
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt
it's
it.
him who did that.
I wouldn't fucking doubt it.
Yeah, he turned up somewhere, like, and there was another band who was on support, and they couldn't keep up with him.
Really?
No, they were like that. Fucking hell, man, this guy's frightening. Yeah,
Insane. It's insane.
Ozfest, I think it was one of the Ozfests back in the day.
It doesn't matter though. Like, I hear his shit and go, holy fuck. How?
I just think some of the best stuff they ever recorded, like when they were off the red.
When the what? So when they were
on the drugs, like some of the best stuff they ever recorded. Like,
well, I think
Sabbath.
that goes for a lot of the bands, though,
Yeah.
right? A lot of the bands were in an alternate fucking universe altogether, and they're extracting from that and putting it into music and lyrics and whatever else, and you're like, and I think most people didn't really gather it or get into it until they were in that state of mind too.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you listen to it and you go, I mean, there are so many great bands that came out of the late 60s and early 70s, but a lot of them are just average. They're good bands, they're classic, they had tons of hits, but then you get into bands like Sabbath and Zeppelin, you go, holy fuck. It just how they're so totally like Sabbath when they came on the scene. Who else was there?
I can't remember what were they called before that. They were called Earth.
Earth. They're called Earth.
Yeah.
And they're playing regular fucking.
That's right, regular Joes.
Regular Joes, and then all of a sudden, fucking, Black Sabbath comes out.
I think the first album was the one that that is put down as one of the best albums they ever did. Isn't it?
Oh, fuck.
I mean, he's put down as their greatest album, one of the greatest albums.
And you think of the time it came out, you're like, holy shit, man, there's no other band really like that.
Oh, so dark and demonic fucking beats,
dark and demonic.
Yeah.
And of course, most religious people go, oh, they're fucking possessed by the demon, by the devil.
Iommi was he had top of his fingers missing as well, and so he was playing with at first he used to play with leather caps on top of his fingers, but he's now at these special fucking neoprene things, I think now.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I mean, unreal sound, unreal, frightening,
and so different from the norm. And it's no wonder that even to this day that people will, idolize them, immolate them,
There'd be
Still.
still like, you know, when everybody's fucking long gone, they'll be still hearing that.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
thinking, wow.
I listen to a lot of bands, like a lot of bands on you know, Bandcamp and shit like that, and you know, you go, wow, fucking, like, there's one band, they're called, what are they called? Holy shit, what's the name of them? Hold on a sec. I'll tell you in a sec. Had it in the tip of my head now, and I can't remember. Where is it? Of course, I probably have to look on my.
Sepultura was another one I remember.
Yeah, Sepultura. But these guys were like total fucking Sabbath clones. They, you know what they reminded me of? They reminded me of, you know, their albums reminded me of in between sort of the classic Sabbath.
Yeah.
And it's
What,
like
with the Ronnie James Dio era?
No, during the original was
During the original, right?
Yeah,
okay.
with Ozzy. It's like these guys were almost like in between. Okay, the album that was to be that never was, it's in between. These guys did it. What was her name? Orchid.
Orchid, right?
Orchid.
Yeah.
And when you listen to their shit, you're like, holy fuck. It's like, although the lead singer does sound like Ozzy, not completely, but you're like, holy fuck. This sounds like it should have been a Sabbath tune in between, you know, Sabotage and, you know, Five or whatever, you know, all these, they were just so cool.
Yeah, I'd say that I'd say the pinnacle, the first three albums, and that first three albums.
Well, yeah, then they started to get overproduced.
Then they fell out with Ozzy, like, and then they got Ronnie James Dio. Now he's
Yeah,
all
then,
right, Ronnie. Ronnie's all right. Like he had a good
I
period.
liked Heaven and Hell, and I liked what's that Southern Cross, whatever. What's that?
Southern Cross,
Mob Rules.
Mob Rules.
I like those albums.
Yeah.
Totally different vibe, but again, I think it's a vibe that they wanted to capture with Ozzy, but Ozzy was in a different state of mind. I like I didn't mind Technical Ecstasy. I thought it was all right. There's some good tunes on it. And
yeah.
And the album that they recorded here in Toronto at Metalworks, I absolutely fucking love. And you could tell Ozzy was so fucked up. but the tunes were just so it's like, wait a sec, this is totally un-Sabbath, but I like them.
I think that the ironic thing is that they were all doing drugs.
Yeah.
But they got rid of Ozzy because he was doing too many drugs.
Too much. Too much.
I mean, that's just one of the most. And they even got Bill Ward to fucking get him out of the band. You know, that's why he and Bill never got on for years later.
Yeah. It's too bad, man. It's really too bad.
I think him pissing on the Alamo fucking really set the thing off, didn't it?
Who fucking cares?
Pissed on the Alamo.
Give a shit about this fucking train.
Yeah, it's been there for fucking centuries, like, you know.
Yeah.
Pissed on it.
Of course, you know, yeah, most people who live in Texas would take it, you know, exception to that.
Fucking went nuts, like he got booed out of the country, didn't he?
Yeah.
The first person to be fucking booed out of the country, he said.
But you know, when you look at some of the early concerts, though, man, that Sabbath played, you're like, holy fuck! It's
I'll tell you what, the best I've seen him ever come back as, and it's very rare you see it, is when they did Live Aid in Philadelphia. and they came out as the original lineup, and
Yep.
they just fucking smashed it.
They were
You know,
great.
I mean, Led Zeppelin even came and did that, and that's even taken off the DVD because it's that bad. You know, but Sabbath came out, they just fucking rammed it.
Yeah, they were great. They were great.
Ozzy went nuts as well. Like, I mean, he was
And he does. I mean, I remember seeing him for their 13, the last album that they put out.
Yeah, I've got that somewhere 13 now. Yeah, good album.
The tour, it was just so manufactured. So why? Why?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like they're just capitalizing on the last
Well,
chance.
that's I
That's
get
what
it.
it was.
I know.
Last chance.
I know. And it's, you got a guy like Ozzy, and all he does is he does a few things, comes up to him like, "Come on, people, come on," and he splashes some water on him. Come on, it's like a fucking robot. Come on, people.
There's only one thing, Steve. His speech wasn't that clear.
Well, the thing with that Ozzy is that Ozzy, ironically, Ozzy nowadays does vocal training. You see him doing it before he goes on stage.
Mhm.
But I mean, that was before. I mean, now he's got Parkinson's now. Like, I think Geezer's the only one who's pretty well out of them, because I know that Bill can't really do more than an hour and a half, like tops, like. And I know that Tony's got he had cancer diagnosed a few years back.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he's getting on with that.
Well, Geezer was the guy in the band, like we said, always in the background going, "These guys are gonna fall before me."
That's it. That's right.
Yeah,
and he's even got that mischievous look to him.
I'll sit back and collect the money. I don't care.
He just loves it, doesn't he? He has that look to him as well, like real menacing looking guy, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, lads, them other days.
Sorry.
I'm seeing them other days.
Oh, yeah.
They were, mate.
They
I'd
were.
say, what was it? I remember my best mate who used to live next door to me years back.
Mhm.
He used to live in Bilston, in Birmingham, and his mother used to feed Slade, the band Slade.
Oh fuck! There's a band.
Right?
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
right.
Yeah.
They came in the house, and she used to give them Sunday lunch every Sunday, like back in the.
Oh,
the
wow.
70s. Yeah. Mental, isn't it?
There's a classic band. Holy fuck!
You didn't get bands like that anymore.
No, God, no.
Well, Slade have got some good songs like
No,
"How
they
Do You
got some-
Feel." I think
yeah.
one of the songs I really like is "How Do You Feel."
Yeah.
How do you feel? It's fucking.
They got some classic tunes.
Running a long, long way.
Yeah, they got some classic tunes, man.
Yeah, man.
And but Joe, the music landscape has changed vastly. So you wouldn't, even if you did have a band like that, it wouldn't be noticeable. It wouldn't be noticed.
I don't know.
know.
It's like.
Hey, Della, how are you? Good to see
It's
you.
like the longevity of Kiss. I mean, at the end of the day, another group who's coming up to their retirement. Now, I think this year is their last year, and everybody's saying, "Bring back Ace and Peter," like for the last gig, like.
Yeah.
Never. And they're all like that. No, money's not good enough. Fuck it.
No. And I mean, let's face it. A lot of these fucking guys, they form these bands and they put out a great album. But I mean, let's face it. The airwaves now don't care. It's not what they play anymore.
There's no money.
No, a rock is like a fucking. It's like a barren wasteland now, and it's scary.
Oh, I tell you who I got older. Who I spoke to. I spoke to Glenn Matlock.
Okay.
He actually answered my question.
Whoa.
On Facebook. Yeah, I put a question to him because at the moment, like, there's a band called Generation Sex, which is basically Billy Idol's Generation X.
Yeah.
With the Sex Pistols.
Yeah,
So you've got Paul Cook on drums, you've got Steve Jones on guitar, you've got Billy Idol singing, and you've also got Billy Idol's mate out of Generation X, who used to be the bassist.
Yeah.
Like, and he's playing. And they do that. They do a load of old Sex Pistols tunes as well as Generation X stuff as well. Like, it's just fucking brilliant. Like, So I asked Glenn Matlock. I said, just out of interest, like I said, because just recently they were playing at Glastonbury. So Glenn's playing with Blondie at the moment and bass. He's like a guest on Blondie's, And so I said to Glenn, I said, just out of interest, at Glasgow this week, did you actually meet up with Steve Jones and Paul Cupp? He went, no, too late. It was a different time. couldn't get together. Everybody would like to see the three of them back together. Never going out with John Lydon. He's now happy with Pill since his wife died. So.
Yeah, I mean it's really cool to see. You do get some of these bands that sort of get back together and do these tours. And one in particular, they're more from the 80s and they're more of a different kind of music, but they're a classic band is A Flock of Seagulls.
A Flock of Seagulls.
And
have you ever seen the video of Iran, like re-recorded with them just in the modern times?
No. I saw them.
There's a video on YouTube like of Iran, and it was recorded probably about 4 or 5 years ago in the studio with them doing. I think the drummer lives in America. So
no, he's Canadian. He's from a band called The Spoons. Oh no, I'm thinking of the guitarist. Sorry, you're right.
You're thinking of they're English. Flock of Seagulls.
They're English, but they have a Canadian guitarist now that's filling in.
Right.
From The Spoons.
Right. So, right. I know. Yeah, he's the only one. The guy who's the lead singer is the only guy who's the remaining member. And everybody else is.
Well, he had a falling out.
Oh yeah, they fell out
because his brother used to be in the band.
The brother was a drummer.
Yeah.
He had a guy from Liverpool who was on the lead guitar.
Yeah.
He was himself on the keyboards. And I can't remember. There's another guy as well who's.
And I mean, they've done a couple. They've done a couple original member reunions.
They did one for the channel, the VH1 series. Bands reunited. They got back for that.
Yeah.
That got them talking.
Yeah.
And then they did just recently in the last 5 or 6 years. They did a studio thing where all four of them got together and re-recorded Iran.
Yep.
Which is like modern times. I mean, it's fucking brilliant, man. You see all four of them original members as well. Like,
and I saw them.
Great.
I saw them live during the music fest here.
Wow.
And I tell you, John, it was sad. It was sad to see.
That would just be him on his own, wouldn't it?
They were terrible. They were horrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. And they weren't playing any of the tunes that people would recognize.
No, because there's only one sound, and that's for the original four.
Yeah. I mean, they did play one or two songs that were recognizable, but the rest were like later, like newer tunes. And most people were like, what the fuck is this?
It's Absolute as well as Creepily, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Absolute and Aretha Franklin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's too bad, but yeah.
I love Scritti Politti, man. Scritti Politti.
Oh fuck, there's a band. Holy shit, Scritti Politti. Holy crap. I haven't heard that name in years. Scritti Politti.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Scritti Politi's another one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another band that's never gonna get back together.
Scritti Politti. Holy
Scritti
shit.
Politti, man. That's Absolute and some other group, isn't it? Absolute.
What that form Scritti Politti?
The group Scritti Politti.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
80s
like,
band.
Yeah,
80s band.
I remember them. I'm like, holy shit. I have not heard that name in years.
David Vivian was another guy as well who used to be in China Crisis.
Crisis.
Which is another great band from the 80s. Fucking
another great
band
band from the 80s. Holy shit. China Crisis. Holy
China
crap.
Crisis, man. Fucking some tunes that they did.
What's that, Joe?
I was just a teenager in them days.
Yeah, I think we all were.
John, I've what you younger than me.
Yeah,
China Crisis is an 80s band.
It's an 80s band, yeah.
It was the early 80s who won it.
Yeah, 80s, but synthesized pop. So David Vivian's like, he was a big Bowie fan, wasn't he?
Now I know you're on a boot.
Milli
David
Vanilli.
David
David
Civilians
Christ,
is his
man.
name, isn't it? Yeah.
You're taking us back in time here, you know, lad.
It's only the 80s, Joe. It's only about fucking 30
The
years
lip
ago.
syncing duo of Milli Vanilli.
Well, that was
Yeah,
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 man, that was
yeah.
1989.
That was a debacle and a half. Yeah.
Oh, well, at the end of the day, that was classic.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, the landscape has changed now.
Well, that's it. Yes, we get back to the thing. Like, yeah, people can't make money out of music today.
No, it's
Not
too
like they used
bad.
to.
It's too
Plus,
bad.
it's
Very
digital
sad.
stuff now, John.
I mean, there's a lot of there's a handful of bands that I've been following over the last few years, and they put out some really good tunes. But the thing is, that's it. That's as far as it goes. They might do a tour. You might be able to see them in a a live setting somewhere, but that's it. That's as far as it goes. You've got bands like Greta Van Fleet that are trying to sort of kickstart the genre again, but they just can't do it. I mean, I think it's far past that. Now people
The
aren't
thing is,
aren't aren't interested in fucking picking up an instrument and playing it. They'd rather fucking fuck around with their computer and make music.
yeah,
Well,
the
it's
trouble
easy
is,
to
the
make
thing is,
music, right? I mean, if it was that easy, I'd be doing it. But I can't.
I
It
know.
ain't that fucking easy.
It's not easy. No,
It ain't
it's
that
not.
easy.
the trouble
It's-
is that it has changed. All the youngs now don't understand the proper music what we used to listen to. Them would rather just listen to all this rap and crap. Do you know what I mean? Instead
I used
of traditional proper music, what we used to have back in the 80s and the
Yeah,
70s.
but even some of the rap stuff from the early 80s, there's some really good shit.
Well, it was good.
Some
of it
really
was
good
alright,
shit.
but
Reggae
Yeah.
was what I used to like. And
Reggae,
Yeah,
hip hop,
fucking
like
reggae.
rap, some of the
Eddie Grant,
classic
yeah, I
shit.
remember him, Eddie Grant.
Yeah, Eddie Grant. Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah.
Aye,
He was from
fucking
the
the 80s.
Come on,
Peter
Beastie
Tosh,
Boys.
Bob Marley.
Beastie
Oh,
Boys.
Marley, wait,
No,
oh,
Beastie Boys at their peak were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys, why not?
Yeah, fuck, man.
Yeah, they were a good band.
Yeah, they were great, man.
You've got the cobwebs clearing away with me brain, yeah.
What else was there? Like, I mean, there's a couple of other bands. I would say that probably today,
ZZ Top.
yeah, ZZ Top.
Oh, well, they're classic,
Billy
man.
Gibbons is still alive. He's
Yeah.
and Frank Beard.
Yeah.
Mate, he died, didn't he? Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
bassist like.
AC/DC, Brian Johnson's still alive. He came from Wales End, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
AC/DC's a steady dose of the same shit. I like AC/DC, don't get me wrong, but I mean, you know what band was really good? And I remember seeing them live in a pub, and I'm like, wow. And I don't know if you guys might be familiar with them. I don't know. The band called April Wine.
No, never heard
I'm
of it.
telling you, John, check them out, man. April Wine. These guys are phenomenal. They're from the early to mid 70s, even into the late 70s.
Wow.
They have some great tunes, man.
I'm not pleased because I'm going to give you a strike, but
Fucking great tunes,
April
man.
Wine.
April Wine.
I'll have a look.
April Wine, man. They fucking have some great tunes, man.
What was that I see recently? Who just come back? Oh, wait, we had Guns N' Roses headline Glastonbury this year.
Yep.
So and there was a lot of people slagging off Axl like because of his voice.
Of course.
But yeah, to see them, not like they used to be. Another one I'd love to have seen was the Pixies. Love to have seen them.
There's a band that
Pixies.
Yeah, the Pixies.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, with Frank Black. Frank Black and the Pixies.
Christ, man.
Hold on a sec. I don't care if I get a strike.
Nirvana was another one I would love to have seen.
Oh fuck! I would have loved to have seen them.
I knew a guy who I used to work with a bloke years ago. I actually met, Kurt Cobain in England while he was in the UK.
Okay, hold on. Where are we? Search.
Who else was it?
Here's a tune. I'll play this. I'll play it. Probably know this one.
Can you get a copyright for
April Wine,
showing?
yeah?
Yeah.
Can you get a copyright for showing a picture?
No. Who's that?
April Wine?
April Wine.
Is that April Wine, is it?
Yeah, that's them
Yeah.
live.
Wow.
Yeah, they got some.
Oh, I've heard that song because Hot Chocolate did that song, didn't they?
Yeah, they're
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
That was in 1978,
Should have been a lady.
I think it was.
Wow,
Well,
man, April
here's
Wine.
one of the big tunes here.
1978, I think Hot Chocolate done that.
Yeah.
This is one of the bigger tunes.
Hello, Tim. Hmm. You know, now you play it, that's when you sort of like you do hear it, because when you somebody says April Wine off the top of the head, I'd be like, hey.
Yeah,
But when you hear the tunes, like
I'm going to listen to that
you have
tonight.
heard them. They have been played over the years. Like,
Oh fuck yeah!
I've never heard it, but I'm going to listen to that tonight with headphones on.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking cool, man.
yeah,
Hey Tim, how are you, buddy?
probably slipped under my
Hey
radar.
Nissan,
Like,
how are you? Yeah, they were pretty cool, man. I mean, they had some great tunes, but I'll tell you, they're a band to see in, in a small pub.
Right.
Just fucking blasting it out. You're like,
maybe that's
wow.
where they went from big to fucking small bar. I mean, Saxon is another one like that, isn't it? Saxon was such a huge band, but you end up seeing them in a pub at one stage, like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, they were a good band. They were awesome. They
Yeah,
were
I mean, now you played, should have been a lady. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was one of the big tunes.
Yeah, but
Big tunes.
Hot Chocolate did that as well, didn't they?
They might have. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Should have
did.
been, should have been a lady.
Should have been a lady. Should have been Hot Tonight. Should
Yeah.
have been all right. Could have been a lady.
Yeah, could have been a lady.
Yeah.
Could have been a lady. Awesome fucking tune.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'd have to have a listen again. Like, I mean, it's one of those that just popped under the radar. Like, there's only so much only so much time in the day. Like,
Mm-hmm. You're right there, John.
well, that's the who's
Only
that?
only so much time you've got in life. Think about it.
Yeah, they got some cool tunes.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
this?
Rock venues.
Yeah.
I used to like now the Drifters.
Fuck me, that's a different genre.
Here we go.
altogether.
Here you go, John. Do you know this one? This is an April Wine.
Yeah. Yeah,
Phasers on
that's
Scum.
ballad rock. That's ballad rock.
Yeah, phasers on Scum.
Yeah.
Or you got this one, Battle. Where is it?
So I need some sort of machine head.
Here you go.
I love hearing them guitars cry like that.
Scream.
Scream, crying, you know what I mean? So, same thing in it, basically. Beautiful. Especially through a big Marshall stack. Singing full clap. Awesome.
Battle Scar.
Fucking
Battle Scar.
Battle Scar.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Deep Purple, remember them?
Oh, come on. You know this. Hold on. You know this one. You got to know this one.
Yeah. Never heard of that.
Soft rock, man. Soft rock.
Patio Lantern.
We'll change it on the one, yeah.
Soft rock, I could take it or leave it, like, you know.
Yeah.
There was too much of the ballads, like you
I
gotta
was
get
never
that
into-
screaming guitars and fucking proper shaking your head, like rips.
Where the
Right
music
in-
Tell me who this is, okay? Tell me who this is.
Nah, no idea. How John, you should know this. I've never heard of it.
I know, you don't have to say me, like, I don't know. That's Sabbath. Oh. Oh my god. Wow.
That was the band I'm telling you about, Orchid. The one that sounds like
Orchid.
fucking, yeah. They sound like their albums sound exactly like Sabbath. They sound like they're the in-between albums that
That's a
Sabbath,
bit like Judas Priest as well. Like.
even a little bit of Judas, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Judas Priest is another Birmingham band, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rob Alford.
Yep.
Judas Priest, Christ.
Yep, they were
Just
they're
keep
one
going.
they're one of those bands that you're like, holy fuck, man. They just sound so alike.
Yeah, they're definitely copying. They got a bit of Priest to them, and they got a lot of dark, satanic, Sabbath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, another one I like as well is Megadeth.
Oh fuck yeah, Megadeth's classic.
I got every album of fucking Megadeth. Every album.
Megadeth is classic.
Yeah.
Classic shit.
I'd always think, like, at the end of the day, Megadeth to me is always what Metallica might
Should
have
have been.
sounded. Yeah,
Might have sounded if they had
if
stayed the
Mustaine,
course.
if they kept Mustaine in the group.
Yeah, if they had stayed the course and stopped.
I mean, Kirk's all right, man. Kirk Hammett's all right. He's a good guitarist. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Mm.
But he's not Mustaine. You
No,
know,
and I mean, look at the Black Album, okay,
Black Album's a
okay,
good album.
good
Thunder
album.
and Lightning's a good album. Kill 'Em
Yeah,
All's fucking
but
great.
all the albums before that great, and then after I was like, yeah,
Master of
okay.
Puppets, fuck me. Like,
It's all generic to me after that.
Master of Puppets is like, well, most of them were Mustaine tracks anyway.
Yeah.
On Master.
Mm-hmm. The early
I think
stuff was
Kill 'Em
great.
All. I think Ride the Lightning as well was had one of Mustaine's tunes on it.
Yeah. Justice for All was good.
Justice for All. That was it. That was the second album, wasn't it? Justice for All.
No, that was the
The
well,
first-
the second
Ride the
fully
Lightning
produced.
Was it the second?
Ride the Lightning, and then you had just for all. Hold on, now I'm getting all fucked up here.
I'm sure Ride the Lightning is the third, isn't it?
Ride the
Justice
Lightning.
for All's the second. I know. That's when Kurt was fully. Well, Kurt was in the band from about '83 onwards, like so. He did most of like Master, but Mustaine wrote about the Four Horsemen.
Okay, let me just
Kill 'Em All, Master of Puppets.
All right, yeah, Kill 'Em All. Ride the Lightning, Master was third. Yeah, Justice was fourth.
Right, so Kill 'Em All's the first, yeah.
Yeah, Kill 'Em All.
So Kill 'Em All's the one that's got Mustaine tunes on it.
Yeah.
There's four tunes on Kill 'Em All that Mustaine wrote.
And they were basically again like picking up and redoing tunes. You know.
Yeah.
Am I evil? Yes, I am.
Yeah. Am
You
I
know?
evil?
Fucking great, and the original was fucking amazing.
Remember the first album that Mustaine did, like, right?
Mhm.
And there's the first album that was, and there's a tune on it that was released.
Yeah.
And Lars come up to him, he said, "Fuck me, man, that's a fucking great album."
Mhm.
And that song, see, I can't remember what they call it now.
I don't know.
There's a song on the first album, and it's a Metallica song.
Mhm.
You know, it's just so much a Metallica song. And even Lars said to him, he said, "Fuck me, that album's fucking great."
Yeah, I mean, he was great in the band. He really was, and I think it was good that it played the course that it did. I mean, Megadeth put out some great tunes, great albums. And really kept that sort of essence that Metallica, I think, was losing. Where Megadeth kept it and they held on to it. And
Excuse me, lads, I'm just busy putting a couple of posters up.
yeah, like I mean, Metallica, after a certain part in their history, they a lot of the fans are like, "Fuck, what the fuck is going on? You can't fuck with us like this." But yeah, you have your fans that have stuck with them through thick and thin, but then you have a lot of them that said, "Fuck this shit! What the hell is
I
this?"
couldn't believe how many lineups they had in there before they even did the full lineup.
Yeah.
Rob McGuffin, I think, is one guy who was and I think there was another bloke as well, Earl something, I think he was, who played lead guitar for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just I couldn't believe how many lineups there were before they got the right lineup. I mean, old boy was a bassist who died in the bus, like, as well.
Yeah.
He was a good one.
I mean, I seen them. What did I see? The first tour I saw Metallica was Ride the Lightning, and it was in a small little venue. People didn't even know who the fuck they were, and then I saw them for Justice for All. And then what a totally different scenario, because fucking, wow, this band came out of nowhere. No, they didn't. They have been around for a while, and then of course the Black Album came out, fucking all hell broke loose.
The Black Album was great, but that's got what's the name on bass as well, isn't it? Yeah. Who got booted out the group.
Well, it was produced by what's his name? Rick Rubin, wasn't it?
Rick Rubin, yeah.
Rick Rubin, and a lot of people fucking hate Rick Rubin because they feel that he changes the sound of a lot of bands. He did it for the Cult.
Yeah.
He drastically changed the Cult sound.
Oh, the Cult was,
They were a great fucking band the way they were, and then all of a sudden, Electric comes out and people are like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Electric. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And Aerosmith, he went and produced an Aerosmith album. People were like, "What the fuck?"
That's right, he did as well, didn't he?
You know,
Yeah, he did,
Aerosmith, he produced that. And, you know, Metallica and AC/DC. What was it? What album did he do for? And people were really pissed. What the fuck are you doing with AC/DC? Because people loved the AC/DC formula. That's why they're fans of AC/DC.
I don't know. I think they sort of lost it when Bon Scott died.
Yeah. You know?
I mean, he's.
I
all
love
right.
Bon Scott. I'm a big Bon Scott. Fan.
Yeah,
I prefer Bon Scott. I do.
I did like the Bon Scott era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I mean, Brian Johnson
he's
brought
all
a
right.
whole new sort of,
Yeah.
you know, scenario to the band, and they were
Yeah.
great. Don't get me wrong, but fucking Rick Rubin, just really knew how to fucking toy with bands and really fuck them up. I think even a lot of bands to this day will sit there and go, "What the fuck did you do to us?" And I know the Cult's one of them.
Another band I always remember as well. I got lots of albums. Is Chili Peppers as well.
Oh, Chili Peppers, yeah.
Yeah, which I get it. I mean, a lot of their stuff, like before High Hill Slovak died.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of their early stuff, real early stuff, that is.
And that's a question they ask often. Why is it always the early stuff that most people fucking enjoy?
Because it's the real sound, like it's when they're first
It's
together.
it's look at we're trying to weed our way through this fan base.
And then all of a sudden you get famous, you get a load of money, and then you start doing fucking things
Yeah.
left, right, and center. There, in most
Exactly.
bands, like everybody's like fucking substance abuse,
Yeah. Substance abuse.
and then you'll find somebody
Fame,
dies.
fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody dies.
Yeah.
You look at Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains, yeah.
You know, what a great fucking band. They were,
What a great
you
band.
know, highly underrated.
Very.
And then all of a sudden they just really kicked it in overdrive.
Yeah, they went nuts.
And then Lane Stanley passes away.
And then he dies, yeah. Fucking hell.
I remember seeing Alice in Chains live in a small little venue before nobody knew who they were. And this is in the early 90s. And they had just released the album before Jar. The album before Jar, I can't think of the name of the album before Jar, but they released, it was the release before that, and they were on tour. They did a tour with Screaming Trees and Grunge Truck.
Wow.
And Grunge Truck, people were like, oh, who the fuck are they? They were another grunge band back in the day. And Screaming Trees, some people do know, were another famous grunge band at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in this place, and it was general admission. You walk in there, you grab whatever, you're fucking high as a kite, you're drunk, whatever. And I remember standing in the audience waiting for the first band to show up. And all of a sudden we get this fucking, you know, grunge truck comes on. Oh, yeah, they're okay. They're not bad. And then we get this announcement saying, Screaming Trees will not perform tonight because Mark, whatever his fucking name is, has the flu.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Fuck. I really
Right.
wanted to see them. And just before that, who walks through the crowd as Grunge Truck is playing? Fucking Lane Stanley with a coffee.
Wow.
He's drinking I'm like, holy fuck. Hey, Lane, how's it going? Hey, what comes over and starts talking with me? I'm like, holy shit, this is cool.
Cool.
Right?
Fuck.
But again, this is before they were popular. Not a lot of people knew who they were. And I mean, the guy was higher than a kite. He was fucking drinking coffee, though. And he was just, you know, just relaxing, getting ready to go on fucking and do their set.
Wow.
You know, and then the next time I saw them was after they, you know, got big and people fucking went nuts.
The only people I've really seen famous in bands, or I think I've said this before. I met Gene Simmons
Mm.
in a hotel. They was doing a Plymouth gig.
Yeah.
And he came in and he was chatting to everybody. Really nice guy to talk to. Really straight level guy. No bullshit with Gene. Sits there and talks to you. Paul Stanley. What a wanker. You know. I mean, he just come in and goes, "Excuse me, mind leaving me alone? We've got a gig in tonight. I'm thinking, fuck me, I'm not talking to your fans, like, for fuck's sake.
Gene Simmons is a very, very communical guy. He's very outgoing. He's very
Very. No bullshit with you.
No,
He'll
no.
just sit there and he'll talk to you.
Yeah, he'll talk to you. And
Yeah,
the other
he'll have
guys,
time as well. He'll make time.
the other guys
You
are
know.
pretty reserved. Like at the time, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, they're pretty freaking reserved.
I remember going to see him when they had Bruce in the band.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
I think Eric had just joined because I think
Eric, okay.
Eric Carr had died in '92.
Yeah.
So Eric Singer was with him, and I remember Eric wasn't even staying in the same hotel. He was staying in Holiday Inn.
A cheap one, right?
No, he was in the Holiday Inn, and they were in the Copthorne.
Oh,
I used to
fuck.
work at a hotel called the Copthorne, so it's one of the UK chains.
Oh.
So Gene and Bruce Kudick was with him then, and Bruce didn't even stop and sign anything. He just rolled in.
Fuck you.
Paul Stanley's
you.
like, we just come from a sound rehearsal. Do you mind leaving us alone, please? We got a gig tonight. I'm thinking, fuck me. How about your fans, like, for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
There's always one of these guys who preaches.
We're paying your bill.
Yeah, I got time for the fans. Up your fucking hell, got time for the fans. You got
Paying
no
your
time at all. Like.
fucking bills.
Yeah, we're giving you fucking money here, you cunt. But yeah, what a rude man, like, what absolute wanker. But I mean, another guys I met was Ben Bevan.
Yeah.
Nick Kolaski, who used to play the violin for him in ELO. And I think the other guy was
ELO.
Yeah, ELO. Well, this was ELO Part 2, so it was without Jeff Lynne.
Yeah,
which I would love to have met Jeff Lynne.
Mm.
He's one of those guys.
Brilliant musician.
Very top notch.
Yeah,
wrote all the songs.
Yeah.
Nobody else did.
Yeah. Well, guys, I hate to do it, but I have to get going, so I'm gonna have to cut this. But thanks.
They've been on long enough, like
yeah. Thanks for coming on, John and Joe.
You're welcome.
Guys, take care, and we'll have to talk music again. I love doing this.
Bring it up one day, like get everybody on there having a yap like about music.
We'll do it.
Time for that.
We'll do it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Just talking about rubbish. Music is the fucking empties, man.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a thought for you. Do you recognise who he is?
Malmsteen.
Malmsteen, that's it.
Yeah, Malmsteen. Yeah, holy fuck.
Malmsteen.
Fucking classic.
Wow, man.
Yeah, everybody in chat, thanks for popping in, and we'll do this again. Take care, guys. Later.
Later.